music in the background.
Yeah, do you like that shirt, Cujo? So you maybe not want to wear that one right now.
It's too late. We're live. Unless he
Oh.
wants to turn his camera.
We just said we're not OnlyFans.
Yeah, we just had a conversation. Save that material.
First off, make sure your Sirenscapes are on, because I've got music and shit.
Mine's on.
God.
Yep.
Somebody want to...
Hello. Hello, Internet.
I did not want to open the Windows Mail app. Are you out of your damn mind?
But it's
Oh.
15
Let's
years
talk shit
ago.
on Windows as we're on the internet. That's great.
Hey, we're live. I heard dings.
We be live.
Whoa.
Hello, Internet.
Oh, I'm getting the view shut up.
Oh God,
so
who let those people in?
You know, that's my thought. Not gonna lie. Alright, and also... Okay, wait, I was on silent. Okay, first off, let me turn my volume down. Welcome to Decisions and Dragons. We're starting off with a special bonus feature, I guess. I don't know. I got a message from our dear party, specifically Court, that the entire party chipped in and sent a gift to me. There were jokes that it was a glitter bomb, that there were butts, then there were glitter bomb butts, there were glitter butts, now there's a bedazzled anus. I don't know what's happening, but I do know that one hint may have been dropped by our dear friend Rhodes. And if it
oh
is
no,
what
I
think
was
it
making
is-
a gay joke.
I know, that would be considered a hint in my mind.
But you're gay. That's not a hint. I'm referencing you, sir.
Uh-huh.
Let's
She wasn't
open
like...
it, and let's open it, and then it'll be really
Joe,
funny.
I don't know if you forgot, but you're gay.
I was not aware. Somebody call my mother. I don't think she knows.
I didn't know.
Alright.
Oh my god,
okay.
I'm crying.
Oh. Well,
Do you
I'll
have a
do a TikTok thing. That's fine. I did a little, like, later on, my party got me a thing, and I'll open it and show you guys, and blah.
Yeah, you can't do an unboxing this. I will try and... Oh, I could hit record and I could do it this way. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Waiting. You can
All
also...
right, we're recording.
Okay, not to be like, look at me, but you can also just click on my window and it'll blow it up a little bit.
Caveat, they did not let me put a gift message with it, but it is from us to you with love.
Okay. Swear to God, if it's a dildo.
It's only 4 fifths, love.
Not this
That's-
asshole.
It's like...
That's
it's
for
like
the OnlyFans.
this big.
What am I gonna use?
Don't answer that.
I don't, you know,
Yeah.
my brain was like, stop.
You could use it as a
Stop
door
it.
knocker. It would keep solicitors away.
Knocker.
Depends on the solicitor, honestly. It might encourage some.
McFarlane Toys. Someone's going to die.
As long as it's not any of us.
That's a big ass box. Jesus.
I know.
I know too.
I like how angry he is.
I don't do well getting gifts like this. I get all emotional and misty-eyed. Like I'm probably gonna
Softening you
get the
up.
moment I see it.
Yep.
I swear to God, McFarlane Toys made a dildo. It's Gilmore's dick.
It would be sparkly.
Alright, side note.
It'd be purple.
It would
Can
be
you
bedazzled.
imagine how rich the bastard would be if someone made a Gilmore's dick?
At this point,
Someone
I
probably
really
has.
wouldn't.
It would have to be
that surprised.
branded as Gilmore's Glorious Dong or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Be a whole section of the store, Gilmore's Glorious G-Strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the back.
Those
room.
are
I
uncomfortable.
could
That's the
actually
back
see
room.
it.
That's the back
Yeah.
room behind a curtain.
yeah.
All the magical sex toys.
mhm.
Behind a bead curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really block your view of anything, but
No.
You know. You know.
Sons of bitches. First thing I see is that.
The packaging's so pretty.
It
pretty.
is. It's so pretty.
guys, didn't have to do this.
Joe, what is it?
It's Gilmore's dick! No, Gilmore's glorious dongs.
It comes with a printout of that fan fiction that he was writing.
Yeah.
That was so good.
The end of it.
It's just one. It's actually just like the first 3 chapters.
I don't want to.
You get 1 chapter per like type of dildo you buy, and then you can complete the
You have
set
to, like,
and the
collect
story.
the
Collect
Yeah.
all of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This thing is goddamn beautiful.
Would you say glorious?
We would say glorious. He's in there looking fabulous.
That's
It's
really
so
big.
awesome.
That is a
Guys.
very big statue.
That is quite large.
Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Merry
we love you.
Christmas.
Love this
Yes.
adventure you're taking us on.
Yes.
Aw, you guys. are
Now
going
you can't
bad,
kill us
Green.
because we were nice to you.
Okay,
As he goes and just moves
No,
the encounter that he planned off.
no.
Damn,
That's
rewrite
going
the
off
whole
without a hitch.
thing.
You could literally show up to my door with $1 million, and then I could have the conversation. No, I'm getting sappy here for a second. I love this show so goddamn much, and I see all the stuff getting announced, and I don't have the ability to splurge, so this means a lot, guys. Thank you. I love you guys.
We love you.
Yes.
I have to figure out where the fuck he's gonna go. I am really
Yeah,
tempted to
that's
just put him like right next to the front door, so that when my wrestling friends come over, they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" Fuck. They're like, don't you besmirch the name of Guildmore.
Not in this
Yeah,
house.
Cujo, that really is the big trick. As someone who brought home that gargantuan Tiamat miniature,
Yeah.
there
We
were
know
like
where to put
3
her.
different ideas that I had that could live. It's not going to fit in any of them.
Nope.
Right now, it's sitting in the middle of the gaming table in the basement.
That seems legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Right,
place for it.
Solid.
Right now,
Just
that's the
like a
only place
rotating
it fits.
stage.
I
Yeah.
really want to like unbox him and like put him somewhere right now, but like I don't know that we have the time.
You
But,
can do that on TikTok later.
Yes, you can do it on
call.
TikTok.
There's for
later,
your
there you go.
Good
TikTok.
call.
And the box is cool too, so we're
I
Oh
know.
yeah,
with him.
this is I'm preserving the fuck out of this. I love you guys so much. This is so goddamn sweet, and I love you all very, very much.
Love
You
you.
guys are amazing.
You're welcome.
Very welcome.
Ugh. Damn it! Made me cry tears on the internet. Why?
I just have to say I love that Rhodes was the one who inadvertently gave the big hint, and she's the one who has spent the least amount of time knowing Gilmore.
Yeah, it's true.
I was referencing Joseph himself.
know.
Damn it.
But your reference was so like I looked at
It
it
was
again and I was like,
true.
wow. That's actually that's legitimate.
Big purple beglittered butt that is Gilmore.
Like,
At least we didn't send you a glitter shitter.
I also want you guys to know I just used the word beglittered like an adjective.
I was gonna let
That
it slide.
sounds legitimate.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
gonna let it go, but
Yeah, I mean, it seemed legit to me.
also,
here we
now
are.
a glitter ball that is Gilmore's dong is like. I need someone with more technical skills to create this because I will buy that for Cujo.
Ugh.
So if
Somebody
somebody
like
makes
did a
it,
3D printing pattern.
I think we
yeah,
can
the
do it.
spring-loaded action.
I was gonna say you
Yeah,
need something
spring-loaded.
like spring-loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like you guys to know to get my shit ready to go. I just took a gigantic shot of the disgusting rum.
Oh god.
As a downer.
It's a downer, yes. Ugh! Okay.
Okay.
When last we left off, my beloved and wonderful party, our group of misfits, if you will, decided to make their way to Westrin. Before leaving, however, they had a surprise visit from one High Arcanist Allura Vysoren, who had explained that
we were in
the-
deep trouble.
the city of oh my fucking god, my brain Guys, you broke my brain.
Of
Broke him.
elf jerks, the city of elf jerks.
Yes.
we call it
Senior.
Singorian elves had essentially made
assholes.
all of you political enemies and enemies of the state.
Meh.
Basically advising you all to watch your back.
Adam
While
Kent's
having
name.
an unbalanced reaction to the existence of one small Ellis. Allura had explained that in her younger days there was a thesis that one Estella Latimer had put forward that many arcane practitioners thought to be a little too out of left field, which was the idea that a plane or an existence of a plane is not just the will of the gods. It has to be bound to a living being. The runes that Allura had remembered off of Estella's thesis, she had eyed on Ellis's body. With this in your minds, you were kind of thinking of a game plan, knowing that you had to stop by and get some shopping done. You guys may or may not be visiting Estella, and while entering the city, you came across a small part of the street where everything grew quiet, and you all had been assaulted by members of the Clasp. After a very impressive display of ability and power by each of you, majority of them had run away, whether in one piece or not. But you did manage to capture one through the assistance of one strangely empowered Mako. And through his psionic abilities had revealed that they had been sent by a member of the Clasp, a Tabaxi, who is always at Chainhelm's side. They were attacking to provoke Thurston into shifting. They had stated that Emery's Chainhelm himself was a pawn of no real consequence to the Clasp. You guys had modified her memory, removed. Yeah, you essentially cast modify memory, if I'm correct, or something similar.
Mako did, but yeah.
Mako did, that's
Yeah.
right. And the entire encounter and the entire events of the evening had been wiped from this rogue's mind. You all quickly gathered yourselves up and immediately took off towards Estella Latimer and the Umanor Observatory, where you had found her inside, explained the situation, and she also seemed to eye Ellis with a strange expression. Knowing that there was some danger, you spoke with the receptionist at the observatory, who immediately enacted a security protocol, the doors locking shut with an arcane lock being placed, and you found safety within the walls of the observatory. At the same time, Thurston had had some communication with his mother. And so there were some minor tense words exchanged, but the knowledge of Thurston may not being the true heir to the Nallard name is starting to become more and more of a rumor. And I believe we left off that night. What do you all do? Estella has essentially busied herself with preparing the main floor of the observatory with blankets, pillows, as much bedding things as she could find, as she does sometimes have the late nights where she doesn't even leave her own observatory, as she's so consumed in her work. But she brings out everything she can, and you see that there are 4 small bunks that have been placed along the floor, directly below the glass of the observatory itself, where the night sky lays before you. She, while doing so, you can see she does keep sneaking peeks every now and again at Ellis, who has not let go of Faraday's hand, pretty much since you guys reunited after the combat. What do you guys do?
So I have a note that says we left off where Estella pretty much looked at Alice and was like, "Oh, I'm I've been excited and curious to meet you. So, I guess there needs to be a conversation had in terms of what do you know about her?
I want to just sit the hell down. Whatever the nearest pile of blankets, not even blankets, actually. I don't want to dirty the blankets. I look a wreck.
Yeah,
I
you
look
got
hot.
fucked up.
Yeah, I look a hot mess. So I'm gonna find a space of floor and sit down. And
as you go to sit on the floor, Estella kind of like stops you, like, no, and she casts prestidigitation.
yeah, that was my plan.
Yeah, I was actually gonna do the same thing. Prestidigitation
To get the
on
blood and the dirt.
everybody.
Yeah, we all look a nightmare, and I think we're scaring the hell out of Alice.
And then I was, while we settle in, I'm gonna start playing a Song of Rest because I feel a short rest coming on.
Short rest.
Well, as we talk,
Decisions and Dragons.
I mean,
every
that's
long
fair.
rest begins with a short rest.
Very
Estella,
true.
Hashtag not wrong.
I know.
Hashtag not
Very
wrong.
profound.
Yes.
Estella, while getting everything set up, she kind of talks as she moves, and she says, I apologize if I'm a little thrown. I was not expecting to meet you all so soon, and your compatriot Ellis, I remember. And she nods, and still her hand kind of grips just slightly tightly around Faraday's. I was not expecting an additional visitor. But let me finish getting it. Does anybody want tea? Coffee? I understand it's late. I can make some decaf, whatever you need.
I'm okay. And Patty's gonna sit on the floor and start to show Ellis. As this is going on, she's gonna start to show Ellis how to do her hair buttons and like ask for help and have her help tie her hair buttons back up.
Cute. Anybody else?
He.
Tea would be lovely. Let me help.
Oh, all right. And she steps away and kind of leads you to this small. It's weird. This observatory is huge. This could easily fit close to 60, 75 people. This is a huge room with all sorts of instruments. But she leads you to this like basically kitchenette like part of the observatory itself, where there's like a small oven. There's like a cabinet with plates and such. Very clearly this is not meant to be a like dining hall of any kind. But she does, work to heat up some water, and she pulls out a few teacups and whatnot. So for the moment, she and Dermot have stepped away. Are there any conversations you all wish to have before she returns?
Well, kind of between Faraday and Thurston. Why does everybody seem to know about this? About Ellis? Seems strange.
The more I'm learning, the less I want whoever's hunting her to get to her. This seems to be more than just wanting her for magic.
Well, it seems like that might be exactly what it is. Just we don't really know what kind of magic she does is. No, she interacts with it weirdly. Not in a bad way.
As you guys are talking, Faraday, you do feel a little tug as she's trying to remember the steps. And, like, your hair is just going to be one big knot.
Oh, yeah.
But you're just feeling the gentle tug. And she's kind of humming to herself as you guys continue to talk.
I mean, given everything in here, it does certainly feel like she'll be safer here than anywhere else.
I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think Allura would have recommended we bring her here if she didn't think it would be at least reasonably safe, safer than elsewhere.
More concerned about getting out of Western if the class was still after us here. We don't have time to tangle with them. We really need to get to Gilmore.
While everyone is talking, Thurston would like to, I guess, do an Arcana check? I don't know. He's trying to figure out, like, the mechanisms and types of magic that have locked down this room/building, and whether or not it's a I'm locking everything out or a I'm locking everything in.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Uh, 18.
With an 18, sorry, 1 second. That rum fucked my throat up a little bit.
That's what she said.
With
Nah.
She could have.
when she went out drinking, I don't
Yeah, see, so. Can't tell me I'm wrong.
With an 18, looking at the room you're in right now, you can see that there are still some windows that are open. You can still see that everything on the inside seems to be secure. And judging by how the receptionist had sort of locked the door, there was an arcane lock that had been activated on the outside of the door. So, feasibly, as far as you know, you could leave the observatory if you wanted. Getting back in while this is activated, that's the challenge. Because it's meant to keep things out. Anything inside can sort of roam freely, but
I'm assuming we're gonna stay here the night. Yeah.
Probably best if they're. We don't have a place here. We stayed at the estate the last time we were here. We don't have an inn to stay in. We don't know what connections are to the clasp there are. We don't have any of that.
Yeah, it seemed really odd that as soon as we got into that area of town, it was
Dead quiet?
quiet. No guards, nothing.
Yeah,
Doesn't really
Well.
bode well for walking about.
definitely not.
We do need to get out of here before people start milling about, though, if others are looking for us. I mean,
Well,
I
that
know
just
I can move
means-
around just unseen, but
That just means that we get an early start tomorrow.
I was gonna say maybe leave early morning.
Dermot says as
Dermot
he
says from
and
the
Stella are walking back to
From the
tea.
kitchen.
She does sit down, actually amongst the rest of you, with the blankets and all these things, and she sets the tea down on a nearby table and pours each one of you a cup, if you wish. She says, right, Ellis, I wonder if I may ask you something. And Alice kind of looks up, and she's still kind of fiddling with Faraday's hair, but she says, hey? I've got some things I would like to say that they do involve you. They're not disparaging by any means, but I just want to make sure it's okay if we have this conversation openly. Alice says, I don't know what disparaging means, but that's okay. All right. Well, I've been doing research, as you know, on divination and reading the stars, and I couldn't help but notice that in all of my years of research, that it's difficult to explain. When Thordak emerged, the heavens shook. It was as though everything that we saw and knew had reacted in some strange way, not even outside the gates of Amon. And understandably, there was the Chroma Conclave and whatnot, but it was more than that. It was the will of the energies that make the plane itself was impacted. And that got me thinking. What if the plane was not just a static piece of existence where a bunch of us little teeny pinpricks sort of make our home on? What if it had a living, breathing personality? What if it had emotions and thoughts and reactions, just as we do? And then I started doing some research, and the incident with Thordak and the Chroma Conclave sort of spearheaded me taking this trip, but I did some delving south. There are some ruins far south, past Singorn, that I'd come across. I don't know the name of the people. I wish I did. But I saw these strange runes. They were marked on these carvings and wall murals of these beautiful pieces of arcane imagery, almost inscribed amongst along their body. And these images depicted this person having an impact over their surroundings, more so than a typical humanoid would. Willing a tree to grow to its full height, willing a storm to clear before it made its way towards their village. These sorts of images were pretty prevalent in this ruin. Combining the two ideas together, I composed an idea that instead of it being this all-powerful piece, what if it were based around one creature? Admittedly, this is one of the many theses is where I'm going to go with, that I've had that may have turned heads in the wrong direction, away from me and my research, but there still had to be some sort of truth to it. And then you brought little Ellis in. And Ellis has stopped at this point, like tooling with Faraday's hair. She's still holding it, but she's just staring at Estella. Ellis, have you ever... Has anything strange ever happened when you were angry or scared? Or did you ever desire to know or to perform some action that you suddenly knew you could perform? And Ellis makes the mage hand appear. Yeah, Mr. Dermot had shown me this. It was a little trick to try to I saw him do it once, and I sort of worked it out in my head, and now I can do it. And Estella says, "That's wonderful. You seem to have some connection to Exandria in a way that I don't yet understand. Would you be all right if I could ask you some more questions about these abilities? Would you stay with me for a while?" And Irid says, it sort of pipes up right when that comes up, and she says, "Not without me." And she just kind of like half stares daggers at Estella, but she kind of puffs her chest a little and says, of course, yes, I understand. I make sure she's well protected. Alice says, "Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of..." She like catches herself for a moment, and then she goes, I'm kind of a part of this adventuring group. So, I don't know. We kind of have like big things to do, and like people to save. So, I'll have to talk it over with them." And Estella goes, "All right. if you like, I can excuse myself. I should probably honestly get some sleep. Actually,
Pujo, real quick, I rolled a 13 for my charisma saving throw to stifle a laugh.
There's a little as you're like drinking the tea. There's a little like some bubbles come up out of the tea. Estella doesn't react. She's sort of fixed on Ellis. But she says, I don't mean to cause any issue. I just it would mean the world if I could have the opportunity to get to know you more. But I will allow you time to discuss, and I'm going to go retire to my office. If you need anything, the receptionist she's going to be here all night. So, anyway, I should go. And she gets up and does this sort of half awkward bow curtsy sort of thing. Ever the socially awkward pallid elf before taking one of the cups of tea and then walking out of the room. And Ellis goes back to working on the bow, completing it to her standards.
Oh god.
You guys see like the sailor's knot from hell on one side of Faraday's head. I did it myself.
Shake your head, Faraday. How secure is it?
Faraday'll she'll set up a little and she'll give like a quick test, like a small test shake, and if it feels like, I imagine because it's so fucking knotted that it probably pretty secure.
It's like half secure, like it moves, but when it moves you just feel the weight of the knots.
Flop.
It kind of flops a little bit.
But
it's there. It stays in its shape.
Yeah, she'll give it a little bit more of a vigorous shake and nod her head, knowing that.
Cadriel just like looks at it and she's like, gonna have to cut that out.
I'm really proud of it. I wanted to put a bow in there, but I didn't know if I was supposed to or not, so I didn't.
Thurston reaches into his bag and pulls out one of his ascots.
Yes.
Ellis's eyes light up. She looks between Thurston and like goes to grab it and then like stops and turns. Do you want a bow in your hair?
I would love a bow.
Okay. And then she runs over and like snatches it out of Thurston's hand and like comes back and spends the next 10 minutes trying to figure out how to tie a bow in your hair.
Faraday will just look at, like, she can't be mad at Thurston. She really can't. But like, there's just a little bit of her that's like, I probably deserve that somehow.
It's like that little bit of you that knows that, like, oh, right, he's the little brother, and, like,
Yeah.
sometimes he's used to just doing shit just to be annoying.
Yeah. And she remembers
Cadriel-
the month they spent at Nallard Estate.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. I
Cadriel,
forget.
yeah. Cadriel absolutely gestures to all of the weapons she has decked out at this point, and she just goes, I can help you with that later if you want.
Faraday's eyes get huge, like almost like horrified.
You do hear Gladius say, if I may say so, it does look rather avant-garde.
Well, Gladius, maybe we can let her decorate you next.
I would love that.
Oh dear
Oh,
God.
God. It's time to sleep now.
We
Well,
have
all
conversation.
But Ellis eventually does finish, and as she does, the adrenaline from making it to the city. Oh shit, there's a combat. Oh god, we're making it to the strange lady's place. She's asking me questions. Her energy, like she finishes the bow, which by the way is just as beautiful as the knots. She like finishes it and you can tell she's already rubbing her eyes. I did it.
Good job.
And she sort of like lays down in front of you and like grabs one of the blankets and just sort of curls up, essentially in your lap. And within seconds, you hear the light hum of snoring coming from Ellis.
Fairdale like very quietly start to like just almost absentmindedly start to braid her hair, just like small pieces of it.
No.
Now what?
She can't come
Oh.
with.
No, she can't come with.
Just look at Faraday. Are you willing to leave her?
She'll actually look at Thurston and Arthea. You think this place is secure enough?
I think that
I think it's
of
more
any of the suggestions we
yeah.
had, this was probably the most secure, other than the Lady
Yeah.
Vysoren. And
Even
again,
that.
this is the place that Ellis will potentially get answers.
And at the very least, I think Estella would probably be able to get in touch with someone if there was a problem. I feel more comfortable leaving her here than any other options we have, and we can't bring her with us.
No. And Irid, and she looks at Irid. At least she'll be here. She kind of gives her a smile.
She can keep an eye on things in the city too.
I'll be here. I'll make sure she's safe.
Yeah.
It's-
We know who was it? Who might have been looking for her?
Jericho.
Jericho.
We think. I
Yeah.
think. I don't know.
You think?
But
Well, keep an eye out in the city.
yeah, maybe.
Irid does let her eyes linger on Faraday as Jericho's name comes up, just to kind of like read you a little bit, and then she sort of waves it off.
An insight check.
Do I
on
catch that look?
Yeah, can I insight check that?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean,
Can I insight check her insight check?
Mhm.
That was definitely an insight check from her.
Irid and Faraday are like
deeply
this,
staring
like,
into
right
one
next to
another's
her.
eyes.
Yeah, like the like both sizing each other up. 15.
16.
16.
I want to insight check Sam to determine why she wants to roll an insight check.
Okay, I'm not the DM for that game. You'd have to ask her. With a 15 on Irid, she has been present for, I think, like half a conversation where Jericho has come up.
Oh yeah.
And if I recall correctly, Faraday has reacted like, whatever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she was there
Yeah,
for
she
that. Yeah. Yeah, she was. I forgot.
So, she is just looking out of curiosity
Mhm.
more than anything. She typically doesn't hone in on like people issues. She's a nature girl, and that's like it for her. But she's just like a passing curiosity
Okay,
as Jericho's name comes up.
gotcha.
Adriel just like lean over to her and be like, exactly.
Mm-mm. I don't understand what's going on right now.
Nothing's going on right now.
Irid looks at Kat and goes,
God's above. So, moving on,
Yes.
then
Are we moving on in the morning?
we have to. We have to get to Gilmore's first thing.
Okay.
We can't waste
So-
time. Unless, and I gesture to Thurston. I think showing up at your place is probably a bad idea. Especially if we want to make it seem like we cut ties with you. Which we could spread that kind of lie too. I know somebody who, and she stares at Dermot, could easily spread a lie around here.
If you want to
Okay.
get something to your mother, I could probably.
Cause you could have an unknown third party deliver a message as well.
That one.
No,
just-
Irid
you-
stayed with us.
Yeah.
Mako smirks and rolls his eyes.
Besides, you'd cause too much attention anyway.
Would I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cover.
Have you ever met
Met
you?
you?
You're almost as bad as I am.
You know, this is entirely true. Of course I can do this. And as he sits there, his image shimmers. And in its place, you see a farm boy with shaggy blonde hair, pale complexion, nice big green eyes. I mean, I'm just a simple farm boy. I can go deliver whatever message you want, master.
I hate that voice. No.
I mean, if
Change it back.
You
The
see the
matter
Mako
is-
grin
I mean-
play across his face.
I hate
can-
that voice.
You could
do that
you
myself.
can do that, Thurston, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Do you
if-
want to see your family before we leave?
I would not want my family to hold up the overall party goals and initiative.
It's up to you.
Okay. I
We'll
don't
make
think that
the
answered my
time.
question.
They're in danger. I wouldn't feel right just leaving them here to their own devices, I guess.
Mako's image shimmers back. He just eyes Thurston a little closely. Come on. You're amongst friends, aren't you? Isn't that the time for you to be honest?
I've probably been more honest with this group than anyone other than my family in my entire life.
I'm not saying you haven't. I'm merely stating that your mannerisms betray you. Speak.
My family's drama is not this party's problem. I'll take care of it myself.
I'm just saying the least we can do is spread a rumor. You
I-
weren't seen with us coming in. We left you, what, last week? We were here last week? Out of character. We were here last week?
We're a little longer than that.
Like
we
2
were gone
weeks?
for about 10 days, I think, overall.
We weren't in
Maybe a
Singorn
little
that-
bit more.
Okay.
No, we weren't in Singorn that long, but we had like 4 days
We were in
travel back.
Singorn for like 3 hours.
Yeah, we
No, it
were.
was like a whole day with the weird time shifting Feywild crap.
Okay.
Then
we
all
have-
the
we did.
walking.
And
Yeah,
The
yeah.
time a D&D
Walking-
party was in a city for 3 hours and they became political enemies.
Yeah, that sounds
mean-
like D&D.
Welcome to D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm just saying, it would be an easy story
Hmm.
to tell. They knew, whoever watches you knew, we all left at the same time together, but we could have easily ditched you in Singorn or wherever else and just spread a story that you couldn't keep up and you went off to hang out somewhere else. You've been known to leave alone. That's where
We're stated
you
in
were alone
Mon.
when we met you.
I mean, they know we
Supposed to be.
went
I
to
had
a-
guards. I just slipped them. Um, did.
Fanny
Somewhere
like
in-
genuinely laughs.
Somewhere in Whitestone, they're like,
Like,
where is
where is
Lord
he?
Thurston?
Where
Where
you
is
go?
he? There's their
They're
full
like,
beard.
so have they been like 10 days behind us this whole time?
Just following us around the continent.
They show up in Singorn.
And they're like, no,
Sucks
dude,
for
he
them."
left like 2 weeks ago.
Perhaps you took
Where?
a trip over to see the coast of Wildmount.
Yeah, I mean,
It would
Perhaps-
be safer for this party if they did think that we no longer traveled together. Yes, that's perfectly fair.
because things are super safe for this party. It's been
Well,
real safe these last few weeks.
I
Yeah.
suppose on a gradient.
Does Thurston still look like my sister?
Yes, he has not changed back.
Okay, just making sure. just making
Is it
sure.
weirding you out yet?
No. Makes me miss her a little bit.
So spread rumors on the way out.
Yeah. We've got Dermot. I mean, Dermot can get an entire town to show up to a party.
It's true.
I think we can get at least some of the town to believe something. Just give us, if it takes a little bit of time, the morning. On our way to Gilmore's. Hell, if he drops into Quincy's.
I mean, it wouldn't be an unlikely event that perhaps your family is looking to expand business into Wildmount, and that's far away from us and here. I could certainly give you specifics on places.
Didn't their friends come from there? The people that we brought. We went up to.
The Lorelei family?
Yeah. Wasn't that where they were coming from?
I don't remember.
It's an excellent question
I think
that Thurston
so.
should know the answer to, but Rhodes doesn't remember.
I think they because they had come over and were traveling across land when they got snatched.
Everybody make me a history check real quick.
What? I don't get advantage on
That's
that one.
the best history check he's ever done. 17.
Nice.
Hey.
27.
Never mind.
I rolled a natural
Hey.
1, so I don't remember.
21.
8.
Okay. 8. Well, with that 8.
This tracks. The nerds get the high numbers, the jocks get the low numbers.
You collectively got 3 successes, so that's fine. You recall that the story of the Lorelei family was that their estate had been overtaken by brigands, and pretty much their entire land was lost. So they were moving from Wildmount at the promise of Lady Nollard that they would get help in finding some land, maybe a new estate closer to Western, and make their home in Tal'Dorei as opposed to Wildmount. So that was the big trek, and amongst this travel, they had been captured and kept by our dear, dear dwarf friend.
Mako's best friend.
Careful.
That was Rhodes, not Thurston. Thurston's got more
Smarter
social
than
graces
that.
than
That
that.
was Cujo, not Mako. Can't you tell the difference?
Sometimes no. I can't.
Mostly
Too.
no.
She's still on the list of people that hate us.
Hmm.
That's a list.
She was pretty
that is
pissed
not
when we left.
short.
We blew up her mine.
True.
Her mind
Did
is
take away her
infested.
new
Yeah.
economy. But it's all right. I'm sure she'll find some sort of replacement.
There's no consequences
Welcome to
there.
Wineskin.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
So Dermot, you think you can make up anything by morning? Believable story? Short? Do we want to go spread it tonight? What time is it?
It's about 9 p.m.
Late.
So you know that the taverns and whatnot are essentially getting to their happy hour. But it's by no means late enough that not nobody's on the streets or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe probably easier if we're leaving early. Can't imagine that there'll be a lot of people about.
If we start spreading some rumors tonight, split up, hit
Mhm.
just a couple taverns. Not far. Ooh, I don't know though.
Oh, splitting up. Yeah.
But staying
Also,
together is going to be
they-
just as dangerous.
Yeah. Also, they locked down this place when we came in.
I'm pretty sure that we can leave. It's just a matter of ensuring that the receptionist knows we plan to return.
Because I wouldn't want to leave and have them leave it open with Alice here.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, my only question would be, what's the lie? What's the rumor?
We ditched him. We ditched Thurston. Picked up Cadriel's
Each-
sister in Wildmount. Or she met us somewhere.
He wanted to stay in Wildmount. We went to pick up my sister, perhaps.
We've been gone at least 10
He
days.
enjoyed the shopping in Nicodranas. It is quite good.
That's
Okay.
really true.
But the rumor
Yeah,
is that I am a
Kirsten-
flighty rich boy who just wants to go spend his money. I suppose that's better. I suppose.
And maybe if
You
we
were
hit up
thinking of
multiple
expanding
places.
your family's
Yeah.
business
Winery.
to
Yeah.
Nicodranas and decided to stay and take in the sights and use the time to sample the wares.
And if we hit multiple places, we tell multiple stories. We don't need one. Multiple actually would probably be better. Confuse everybody. Then nobody's believable. Then suddenly whatever story they're telling right now sounds absurd in comparison to you staying in wherever. Going off on your own. Spend some money.
Besides, if you wanted to sail
That
the
does
seas, I've
certainly
heard of
sound
pirates.
Pirates.
What pirates?
You were kidnapped.
The idea of me being
Oh.
kidnapped would also put the estate in a weird legal limbo that would
Yeah.
also not be great.
Okay, so no moral
Well, I
peril.
mean, not
No moral
kidnapped,
peril.
but maybe you chose to go sailing.
We left you in Iman when you decided to hitch your... You went with that weird kid and that weird captain.
Yes.
We left you in
Of course they were-
Iman. We parted ways then. You
That
decided to
weird
follow
kid.
that
That's not
weird
going to
kid.
impact his self-confidence or anything.
I know who he is. Tell me he's not that weird kid. Tell me he's not
He's
that
an
weird
oddity.
kid.
Yeah, he is 100% that weird kid.
You left with him and the captain we sent him off with, and we parted ways there. Picked up Cad's sister. We haven't seen you since. That's another one we can add. We'll send you in 4 different directions, and they can decide which one's true.
It's as good as plan as any.
Okay. So are we against better judgment, splitting up and doing this, or staying as a group?
Are we doing this tonight?
and Dragons.
If
Are
we
we
want to
doing
leave in the
Um,
morning, tonight's the best time. Everyone's drinking, everyone's carousing. If we're lucky, Quincy's tavern, not Quincy, but the tavern has a fight going on. Even better. I can show up there.
How gossipy are the shopkeepers at Gilmore's that we already know of and have interacted with?
From what you've interacted with, it's difficult to say, given that you've mostly dealt with them one-on-one and in a no, it's okay, Gilmore gave us permission to use these teleportation circles sort of context.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In a social setting, you've not seen them sort of out and about, so you couldn't quite tell.
Everybody knows who the Nollards are. I don't think we need to go to the tavern. I think we just need to drop it to a few convenient people along the way. The shopkeepers at Gilmore's, they'll see us traveling with my sister and without Thurston.
Well,
I
if you want to
can-
get a rumor out to the public, you go where the public is, and that would be the taverns. Telling one person doesn't really facilitate a rumor.
I'm not talking about telling one person. I'm talking about dropping it off along the way with people that we've seen and interacted with that know we're associated with Thurston. You tried dropping the rumor last time about what we saw at the tavern, and the drunks didn't seem to absorb it as much as the alcohol. So who knows what it would do.
We do know that blacksmith that we got
Mhm.
your thing
Yeah.
from, Arthea. Stop there.
I mean, I guess the other option is we don't have to shop in Amon. We just need to get there. we might be able to do most of what we need to do here would also potentially give us a chance.
I would just like to leave this place better than we found it. Make lives easier. Thurston, your
Leave this
family was
place
so good to us. We can't leave them just
Yeah, we
to deal
can't.
with it.
Well,
That doesn't sit right.
the sentiment is appreciated. Thank you.
Wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. And besides, if half of us can disguise ourselves, then if it gets too rough, we can come back. I think if we do 1 or 2 taverns and then we split the difference, do 1 or 2 taverns, we don't stay long, just enough to make it seem plausible that we're drinking and griping about him, and then we leave and find another place, and then we come back. Not long. Maybe, what, an hour? And then we do the same in the morning. And in the morning, we hit up the places we know. For those that might be slightly more coherent.
I suppose that there is such thing as almost drunk memory. You plant the seed while they're intoxicated, and even if they don't remember the conversation, when they hear the rumor again, it rings more true. So to be fair, I've probably spent more time in taverns in the last few months with you than I have my entire life.
Welcome.
All right.
Okay.
So what's the plan?
How far are we from Quincy's?
You are about half hour, 45-minute walk.
Fuck. Okay.
It's kind of it's
That's
a little
really
bit of
far.
a trek.
I forgot how big this place actually is.
Western, it might not have the density of a population that Amon does, but it's still pretty much just as big.
Okay.
We have trees.
You do actually have a lot more small gardens, small, courtyards. You've got a lot more open spaces to celebrate than Amon currently does. Amon's like New York City. People and buildings and stone everywhere.
We are reasonably close to the college and other things of that nature where we
Yes.
are right now.
Yeah, so you guys are currently in the education district. Actually, I think I have the map of Western.
I think it's Scholar
Oh, yeah.
Circle Ward, something along those lines.
Yeah. You guys,
So-
yes, you were in the Scholars Ward.
Right.
You were essentially in like the middle northern part, just north, west-ish of the Cobalt Reserve.
Okay. So if there are students like to go out drinking, right? That's a thing that you do.
Yes.
One would assume there's
Yes.
taverns around here. Maybe a little bit closer than 45 minutes walking across the city and when we got shot at last time we tried to do that. So I don't really want to do that part again.
No, definitely not.
You guys, hold on. I'm gonna try and. I know I have a map of Western on my computer, but I can't find it right now. So give me a moment while I. That was not what I wanted. I didn't want to download the link. I wanted to download the image. You son of a bitch!
Don't lie, you got distracted by the beautiful
So
Gilmore.
mad.
Fine.
I'm just trying to
fine.
see. There's some small ass fucking text, and I can't read it.
There's there's the observatory.
Mhm.
Ah, yes. You guys, sorry, I didn't realize it was marked on the thing. You guys are actually in the southeastern part of where that Cobalt Reserve is. You're right on that corner, on the southeast portion.
Okay.
With you guys being near the academy, everybody make me draw off of.
Knowledge drunk kids?
I will say,
Knowledge College?
no, actually,
College,
I will
college.
say Dermot,
Was better.
Thurston, and Arthea. Go ahead and make me history checks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because when you guys had that month, you guys were sort of close to the university areas,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
whereas Faraday and Cadriel had sort of ventured out a little bit more.
Back to his normal history checks. It's a 6. He
Awesome.
was not paying attention to where he can get college booze.
It
He wouldn't lower
18.
himself to college booze, you swear.
No, 19. Can't count.
Okay.
Also 19.
19. Okay. You guys can recall there was one bar called the Raging Blaze that was near the academy.
Definitely,
Stimmer bar.
that's definitely a bar on the quad.
Yep. It is. As you guys had passed by once or twice, you saw a lot of students there. Not a whole lot of faculty. Not a whole lot of guards or anybody else. It's just a bunch of like students going to try to relax as they continue their educational pursuits the best way they know how, and that is keg stands. But like as you pass by, it essentially is like the fantasy equivalent of like a college dive bar, where it's like, oh my god, I'm 21 now. I'm gonna go get my first beer, and you go to like the shitty bar that's like
Talking
next to
Dove.
your dorm.
Yeah.
You don't look for anything
Say
quality.
talking Dove.
I said talking dove. Yes, I did.
Fair.
But that's the one that you can think of that's closer to the academy. Faraday and Cadriel, go ahead and make me a history check.
This is gonna go well.
Yeah. Six.
Rolled a 2.
Hey,
So
we were paying
3.
attention. Around here.
Around here.
Around here. Gotta find new D20s. These two betrayed me.
You know what? I'm pulling the trigger, Dustin. Even with those rolls, you guys both, as you were adventuring out and exploring the city,
Probably a
remember
seedy fucking bar by the
the
tattoos.
diviest of dive bars
Don't say it. Don't say it.
called the Mutton Chop.
Yeah!
God
No.
damn
No! You can't take that from me.
I was like, shit, I need a name generator. Don John has like a full, like, there's a menu, there's all these things. And it said, oh, salted mutton. And I was like, oh, no, I can't. There's nothing else that pops into my head.
Yep.
Your best.
Filed the great name.
You guys maybe saw like
Great name.
maybe 3 patrons in there.
And for the record, it's the best name. Excuse you.
You already killed my character in your other campaign. I don't fear you anymore.
I killed your character in our other campaign once. Nothing says I can't do it again.
And you have
The
to work your
second
way
one, I
through like
better
at least 2
roll.
other clerics.
Dat Avernus, though.
That Avernus, though.
But yes, those are the 2 bars that kind of come to mind.
Is it like next door to the tattoo studio? Like we weren't drunk enough to
It's
actually
basically
get
in the
tattooed
same
there.
building.
Oh,
Actually,
like that
there's-
shady
Mhm.
tattoo place that I almost
Yeah.
had inked at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a place where just
Everything
it doesn't
called
have a
Ink and
name? It
Drink,
just
obviously.
like it's also in that strip mall. There's just a building that says XXX over the door.
Yeah.
Adult.
Yeah. Just in case you didn't know.
Oh.
Guys, stop
Thurston
describing the place I
definitely-
used to get my tattoos from. God damn!
Thurston definitely asks, like, guys, what's that?
Don't worry about
And
it.
you have to explain to this grown man.
You don't go in there.
Yeah, I absolutely go
Alright.
in there.
Arthea learned that lesson. Like,
He was like, I thought it was a cross stitch store.
she wandered into one like 3 years ago. And it was not what she thought.
The patterns were real bad.
Nope.
Arthea's like, I saw things.
You can't unsee.
Those are
one
not
hell-
the things I wanted to learn.
This is
Nope.
one hell of a room
These
springer,
video
huh?
guides are unhelpful.
This is getting this was not good. This is when you
Guys,
accidentally wander into
stream.
you wander into the bad part of town.
It's getting there though, man.
Jesus.
It's fine.
Play.
It's fine. It's
I will be right
everyone's
back.
done it once. You've all done it once, and when you're young, you kind of just maybe walk 2 or 3 blocks too far. Find yourself in a place that maybe you shouldn't be.
Yeah, I found you in that area when we were in Marquette, remember?
Talk about it. You promised we wouldn't bring that up.
This is the one part of the story and the lore that I will not actually make. We'll just keep adding I'll never look at horses the same way again, and then never touch on it, never explain it.
You promised. I'm just saying, there is a tavern bar. I don't know. It's not far from here. I don't think it serves really good alcohol, but it seems to be really crowded all the time. And I mean all the time. Like at really odd hours.
Why is it the places that don't sell good alcohol have a lot of people? I don't understand. It's not good.
Coming from
Right.
experience, you're there for the function, not the flavor.
Why? If you drink a lot of it, you stop caring about the taste as much.
Oh.
I tried playing there. I think I know the place you're talking about. I tried playing there a few times, and did not go back. The patrons seemed to enjoy it, but tips were no good.
They were saving up to pay off their student loans.
Don't you do not
shit is-
ruin this universe with student loans, sir.
Yep.
That is not why we play.
Seriously.
I have brought too much realism into this
Yeah.
story with LLCs and whatnot, but that's
Mhm.
the line.
With an
Yeah, we're
actual
drawing the line there.
contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, did you hear she had to go into adventuring to pay off her loans?
Jesus,
To be fair, that's like a totally legit reason.
that harlot.
Yeah.
Wizard School's fucking expensive.
All right, but
Yes.
here's the real question. Do you say that the same way you would say something like, "Oh, that guy we graduated with, he's a garbage man now," not realizing that garbage men make fucking
Yeah.
bang.
Make really good money.
Oh yeah, people.
If
That's
you can-
exactly how people speak about it.
Dear internet, this is a real thing. If you can get a
Yep.
job as a garbage man, you
you're sad.
take it. Because that is a
Nobody
really
wants-
good paying job.
Yeah, nobody
Mhm.
wants to do it either.
Nope.
Dear kids that are like 16, 17, you're trying to figure out what you're doing with your life, trade school is a legitimate choice.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Weird episode, guys.
Okay, we will like rein it back in.
You guys
We
are
are.
We had to wait for Faraday to come
We are
back
go-
from
we are-
taking
are we
taking
going-
the
A
bathroom.
tinkle.
Sorry.
Are we going
You're good.
tonight?
We should.
As if we are, we should go now.
Now.
This is
Only
when
bar I
people
know of
start
is
drinking.
that-
It's so late.
I don't like this. I don't like this idea. I'm just gonna put it out.
I mean, the only
Not
bar
like
I
the
know of-
idea, the part of where we go outside and walk back around the city where who knows how many people might be looking for us.
Or else we just leave rumors along the way to Gilmore's. It's still gonna be. Pooja, where on the map is that? That's across town, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gilmore's.
Yeah.
Yes, Gilmore is
Market
going to
ward.
be in the market ward. I'm gonna say it's right next to the World Market.
Okay.
World
Something
market.
to
I love
consider.
world market.
Something to consider. We have just encountered members of the clasp. How many do we reasonably think were stationed out? Do we go now before they have a chance to regroup?
And recover?
I guess
do
I
we just-
suppose it depends on if we think they're going to attack in broad daylight. They already saw that you weren't with us.
It's true.
Again, I am not asking anybody to do something they're not comfortable with. If you don't wish to leave the safety of the observatory, I perfectly well understand. And that's fine.
Done worse things that I was uncomfortable for less good reasons. This is fine.
Plus, you could just kill all of those who are threatening your family. I mean, that is also an option.
I suppose it is.
I give Mako a pointed look.
Thurston also gives Mako a pointed look.
Like, did we not just have this conversation like an hour ago?
Mhm. All right. Well, if we're going out, I need to get changed into something that doesn't have holes in it.
All right.
And how long have we been chilling in this place?
I'd say it's been about an hour, so you guys can get a short rest in.
All right. Oh God, what can I recover?
Hit dice.
All right.
Oh yeah. I got my butt kicked a little bit. I
Yeah,
forgot.
there's that part too. All right, so I will use
Fucking
Arcane.
squishy with a fucking D6 hit.
I know, and I'm gonna recover my 1 4th level slot.
Dustin, you had us with 10 hit points last week, right? 10 hit points? Who was that?
Those would have worn off by now.
Oh, yeah, I think I had those, and they.
Yeah,
You
I
blew through
burned through
those.
them when I got stabbed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those are long
Well,
gone.
if it was because I believe it was because of heroism, you would have been earning those back at the beginning of every round.
Yeah, I got stabbed like towards
Yeah.
the end of the combat. So
Well, I'm just saying, like-
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, no, they were very
Yeah.
helpful. They made my life feel a little bit better. Okay, so burn a hit die, recover that. Is anything else short rest dependent? Probably not.
I'm
Nope.
going to change my proficiency to give myself expertise in deception for this.
I'm gonna stick close to somebody who knows how to talk to people and try not to completely give it away that we're lying.
Very convenient.
Okay.
All right. Can we like leave a note or something?
We'll just
Like
tell
just-
them.
Ired says, "I'll watch her."
Thank you.
Please persuasion.
Mako actually just sort of sits down, plops down, and just says, "Oh, you can do your bar hopping. I'll just be here if you need me."
I'll bring you back something.
Always appreciated.
I'm kind of surprised that you're not going to go bar hopping with us.
I don't know. I'm still getting used to the new state of things, as it were. But I appreciate the invite. But if you're really asking me out on a date, that's a really terrible attempt.
Trust me, if I asked you out on a date, you know about it.
I would, because your standards would have just swirled the toilet. Leave me before I keep saying more stupid things. He takes another drink from his wineskin.
All right. We'll stop at the
Alright.
receptionist.
Mm.
Let her know we have to run a couple. We have to
Errands.
a couple errands, and we'll be back.
All right. You can see that the receptionist is a halfling woman. She's got blonde hair, but you can see that there are some pieces that are a little bit more paler as she's kind of getting up there in age. But she's wearing a similar robe that Estella is, and she says, all right, tell you what, knock like this. And she just signifies a knock on the desk. When you have arrived, I will disable the lock, and then you can make your way back inside.
Perfect.
All right. Where are you guys going first, and are you guys splitting up?
What do you think?
We probably shouldn't, but I think if we want to cover more ground, we might have to. We don't have a lot of time if we plan on sleeping at all tonight.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take who to the dive bar?
I'll go to the dive bar.
Arthea and Dermot, and then
Oh, thank
Thurston
God. She's going to the dive bar.
I mean, I can go with Thurston. It probably makes more sense if the two of us go together anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
And we'll meet back here in an hour.
An
And if-
hour.
And if we're not back in an hour and a half, we know where the other is. Should be.
Sure.
Better be.
Okay. Yeah.
How's that the thing we have to send messages, is that thing fully charged?
Thurston
Thurston burned
used
that.
it to send to his mother.
Yeah, I don't believe we'll get any more uses of that until the morning.
Okay. We did a good job. All right, well, yeah, I guess we'll come.
We're smart.
Hunt. We're smart. Yep.
Alrighty.
So we have no way to contact each other whatsoever.
No,
Hmm.
fine.
Awesome. All right, let's go to a dive bar.
Okay.
In a tap.
Hold
in a
on, I have
tap-
to respond to a message in a group text.
That I didn't mean to send in the group chat. I saw your face and I was like, let's go down.
You should have just like deleted it.
Kids, this is the problem with group chats.
It's true. I'll just look at Arthea as you guys are leaving and just say, "Be careful, Arthea."
I will. I know. Watch your drink. Don't go to the bathroom alone.
She, like, I don't know why that's so funny to me. Because someone
anything else?
probably had to tell Thurston this too.
Oh yeah, no, they've gotten the same lecture.
Keep
Am I
your
missing?
keep your purse, your money satchel, like close to your body. Don't let anybody pick your pocket.
I left most of my money back in the tower anyway.
Just be careful.
Okay. You guys be careful too.
All right. First, we're going to go to the Raging Blaze.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go ahead and keep the sound set labeled Seedy Tavern just on. We'll even pick the one that says Drunken Bard is Drunk.
Oh god, that should be good.
That's
noise.
gonna be so fucking.
Is it going to be like every time I play Sea of Thieves?
Well, I mean, so far, it's pretty much on point. Who all was going to the college bar? That was
Nope.
Dermot,
Cad and Thurston.
Cad, and Thurston. Okay.
Dermot's coming with us. We're splitting the charisma the charisma stats.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You guys approach and can hear the sounds of raucous laughter and conversation from within. This bar is not large by any means, but it has been filled almost to capacity with students of all shapes and sizes, all in and partying their brains out. Stepping inside, it is I want to say it's a little smaller than the Wild Rose Tavern in Whitestone, but without the rooms. It is literally just a fucking bar. It's a long room with the bar that immediately you're met by in the entranceway. It sort of curves around, and it maybe extends to a maybe 20 or 30 foot room beyond that. There are people doing shots. There is a little goblin woman who is actually doing a keg stand. It's almost a frat house more so than like a bar. But as you guys enter, you are met with a half-orc bartender who totally doesn't look like another student behind the bar and says, "Hey, what can I get you guys? How you guys doing?"
You know, just in for some refreshments. It's been a bit of a long night.
Oh, well, what can we get you? We got ale, we got some elven wine, we got some fireball. It's whatever you guys want.
Oh, hell yeah. Fireball. 3 of them.
I thought it was Cad and
You're not
Yeah,
there.
you're not. All of a sudden, Dermot in our ear. Get the fireball.
Oh,
You know, I look at my sister. It's been a while since we've had some good elven wine, isn't it?
Sure. Traveling has been really long, so haven't had much of a chance to stop at a place that actually had any decent wine.
Well, I mean, it is quite a long journey from Wildmount. So. Elven wine.
You got it. And he turns. He's like, "All right, which one was the?" He like kind of like climbs up a little bit, grabs a bottle which has a very thin layer of dust on it. As you can see, that the majority of the traffic behind the bar is really just going for the ale and with whiskey and fireball. But
This might
eventually,
taste like vinegar.
he does pour a bottle, a couple glasses into some nice, maybe were nicely made when they were new, wooden cups, and places them in front of you. There you go. This could be about 3 silver.
Got it, Zaz. It's your first night in town. I think that least I can do is buy you a drink. Put the silver on the bar.
Much appreciated. Let me
I
get.
smell it. I smell it first. Does it smell like vinegar?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god. 11.
You don't gag, but it is not good. It is almost pure vinegar.
I'm gonna put my hand over the cup before Thurston can even lift it up to drink it. Sir?
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Your wine's gone off. Can you get us some ale instead?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. And he goes and fetches 2 pints of ale, places them down. It's gonna be about 2 silver.
You just served me bad wine.
Shit. Sorry. And he grabs the wine and he like pours it down one of the sinks that's behind the bar. Sorry about that. You guys are good.
Keep the extra silver from the wine. for
Oh,
yourself.
thanks. And he goes back to where the partygoers are. Make me a perception check, you guys.
12.
Natural 1, so that's a 6.
Nice. With a 12, as you're kind of surveying the room, Thurston, you are put off for the moment. You wanted to know what terrible wine this place had. With a 12, Cad, your eyes scan the room just a little bit, just kind of gauge what kind of clientele and all that. And your eyes fall upon a familiar face with shaggy blonde hair and a blonde goatee. You recognize this as being, give me just 1 second. I totally had the name. I'm just making sure I had it right. Elric Woodward. Elric is sitting
Shitty fucking dad.
by himself. There's like a couple like making out everywhere they can next to him without touching him. And he is sitting alone, looking depressed and sipping on a glass of what looks like whiskey as he's just looking down at the bar.
Give Thurston a little nudge and kind of point out Woodward. Don't we know him?
Rhodes is trying to find her notes to remember what Thurston would remember, because Rhodes is blanking.
It's been a bit. The last time the first time you'd met Elric Woodward was in the basement of Quincy's Tavern.
Yeah.
He was the uber drunk dude.
Thank
that-
He
you.
was the friend
That's
of,
what my
uh,
brain didn't.
Gracia's
Gracie.
fiance.
Fiance.
It makes
Ah.
sense that Thurston wouldn't really remember. He was quite a bit distracted that night.
Mhm.
Exactly. I think this might be an opportunity. And I'll flag down the orc.
Whoa,
And
hey, you guys are wanting a whole lot. What's up?
it's a bar.
Yeah, I know.
That blonde man over there drinking the whiskey.
Yeah.
Send him another drink, and I'll put some more silver down on the bar. I tell him it's from me.
Okay. Who's me?
Just point me out.
All right. He takes the silver. He just pockets it. He doesn't like put it in a register. He just pockets all the money you're giving him. He pulls another.
There, he's
ale.
giving me the stuff.
He
That's
actually
all him.
pours another glass of whiskey and slides it. You can see that he slides it across to him and then points in your direction. And Elric looks kind of confused and looks at you. And his eyes hover for a moment before he.
Give him a little eyebrow raise and like a half smirk and just kind of cheers.
You can see he acknowledges you, but he seems very reserved.
How far away is he from me? Like,
I'd say like 15 feet away. But with this terrible bard playing, and the two lovers that are all over each other right next to him, and the goblin doing a keg stand not too far from you, there's just a lot in between the two of you.
It's an interesting place. Why do people come here? Why?
just kind of like look around the couple that are making out and kind of just like kind of try to catch his eye and be like, and kind of gesture to the other seat that's away from them but kind of near Thurston.
Make me a persuasion check.
Thurston will like wink at him as to like help.
Okay, this is either gonna be
Flash a little.
Yeah,
two twin
unbutton the top
sisters are
button.
offering to talk to this young noble gentleman, or there are two twin sisters who are looking to talk to this young noble gentleman.
Twins, Basil.
Should I roll with advantage?
Twins.
No, just straight.
Okay, 22.
You can see he struggles with it for a moment. Before he eventually takes a breath, just pours the whiskey from the new drink into the glass that he was currently drinking from and leaves that and makes his way around the fucking circus taking place right next to you and sits next to the both of you and says, hello again. Been quite a bit.
It's Elric, right?
Yes, I don't believe I actually caught your name. I apologize.
Cadriel. This is my sister, Zaziel.
Oh, wonderful to meet you again, and you for the first time. What brings you to this place?
it was closest to where I don't know, it just seemed like a change.
Right.
You know, she's not been in town long. Not really one for watching, what goes down at Quincy's. Thought this might be a little better.
Right. It's better to get away from the norm sometimes. So I applaud that. Welcome.
You seem a little out of place in here. Don't you usually run with a crowd with a little more refined palate? I seem to recall, I don't remember his name. He's engaged to the Nollard sister.
Roderick Algar. He's currently tending to his fiancée at his home. They are dealing with some issues, and I just didn't want to be in the way.
Oh, have they made it official then? I haven't heard anything of the Nollards in a while.
They're really.
Mm.
Oh, I thought weren't you traveling with
Thurston, you mean?
Yes, yeah, yes, that was his name.
I was, but when we left Western, we all went to Amon together, and I mentioned my sister coming over from Wildmount to spend some time with me, and he decided to head over to see what business opportunities there were for the Nollards in Nicodramus. So
I rolled a 27 deception to see if Thurston breaks character when he doesn't remember his name. Excuse you.
Cadriel, go ahead and make me an actual deception check. If anything, that would have been a wisdom saving throw to contain your rage.
That would have been a 21.
16.
16. You see, he goes, oh, probably better for him. No, that sounds good. Welcome.
Better for him? What do you mean?
The nobility scene here just got a little out of hand. Truth be told, that's why I'm here and not at Quincy's or anywhere else. It's not my scene, and I don't want to cause any trouble. So
Not exactly my scene either. I mean, I suppose that's partially why I didn't really want to go back to Wildmount. It's his business opportunity, but when you've lived somewhere all your life, it just grows stale.
That's the best way to put it. I've been having that same thought a lot recently. But I do hear kind of the same thing about Wildmount. The nobility and war always on the horizon is just I'm not sure about that. But welcome. I mean outside of the city, I'm sure it's nice and quiet, but yeah.
The shame about the nobility here, I mean, those are your peers, aren't they?
Yeah, it's more of the family business that I don't really want to get involved in.
Seems like life would be better for everybody if everybody just left each other to their own business, wouldn't it?
It would be amazing. It truly would. And he takes a bit of a deeper gulp of his whiskey at that one.
Well, I thought you looked like you could use another drink and perhaps get away from whatever show that was up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to start doing more than just kissing here in about 5 minutes. So probably going to just finish this and to get out of here before that show starts.
They'll probably need some antibiotics afterwards. That's on them.
Where did you bring me?
I'm sorry, Saz. Did you want to go get dinner instead? I'm sure. Do you know of any restaurants around here that would be good to...
if you're not there for the fight, I would almost recommend being there for the food. Quincy's is hands down. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but Quincy's menu is always fantastic.
Yeah, if only
Haven't
we
seen
had-
them around though. Jerk. But
It's just we don't exactly have a faster means to get over there. So we were trying to just stay in the neighborhood.
I gotcha. Well, and he kind of looks out the door a little bit. Well, I probably should slip out of here before my personal guard finds me. He downs the rest of his whiskey. Pleasure seeing you again. Pleasure meeting you. You guys are awesome, and yeah, stay safe. Keep your head down. And
You too.
you see, he puts up a little hood and then ducks out of the bar.
That's over at Thurston. As good as it could possibly go.
Yeah, I guess when you're already at 0, it mostly just goes up.
I'll take a sweep around the bar again to see if I see anybody else that we might recognize from the month or two that we. No, it was like 3 months that we spent here, wasn't it? It was longer.
It's like a month.
Month.
Yeah, it was like a solid month. Yeah.
A solid month, like that we spent here.
Using your perception from earlier, you can see the goblin that monstered that keg stand. By the way, you remember seeing her once or twice around the academy. The couple, the woman is actually the librarian. She's actually the head librarian. But other than that, the others just seem to be students that you don't typically see, as they're usually in class or something.
Wait, the woman making out next to us with someone?
Yeah.
Gross. The librarian.
When Thurston realizes that, he's like scandalized. He's like,
Clutching your pearls.
yes.
And I just kind of look up. I know, Zaz, isn't it disgusting? Just kind of like chill out.
It's just so different from home. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well, we can head out. I mean, it's not the best establishment. I'm sorry for bringing you here.
Well, I said I wanted to see new things. So I'm seeing lots of new things.
Indeed. It could be worse, and I'll like loop my arm through hers. We could be back home trying to do business in Wildmount with Thurston. I can't imagine he's having a good time there.
Yeah, I only met him briefly, but he definitely seemed like a driven kid.
You guys are like having this outward conversation. The bartenders are just pulling meads. There's a couple just macking on each other.
We're just trying to like talk loudly and get. Well, I guess it's good for them if they end up making the deal with the mead distillery. Did I tell you I got some of the honey mead here?
How'd you get it here?
Oh, we might have accidentally infringed on somebody's honeymoon suite. They had one of those ever-filling bottles, so I filled up like empty ones that I had.
The goblin perks up and says, "Really? I will." They just pass out right in front of you.
Just step over him and continue walking.
Go ahead and make me a general deception check, either both of you separately or one of you with advantage.
I have a +8 if you want me to do it.
A +6, you can roll with advantage.
Damn.
You know, kind of what he does.
Mm-hmm.
21.
Okay. With a 21, you feel satisfied. You essentially, with your outward conversation, by the end of it, you have essentially keyed in the librarian, you've keyed in the goblin, and like 2 other students to the conversation. They like essentially bouncing like ideas back and forth with them until it's like a group thing together. They talk about how stressful their tests are. Goblin talks about how difficult it is being goblin, try to be a sorcerer, blah 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 blah. Sad story, sob story, whatever. But you end up leaving the bar feeling satisfied that the rumor has been laid, at least with this small group of students, to then spread out amongst them. Is there anything else you wish to do before heading back?
We see if we can get some food for all of us when we go back tonight? I wouldn't mind eating something other than rations.
Yeah, I guess I agree with that wholeheartedly. Um,
I'll kind of stop. Can I like pull Thurston off into like just like a quiet area and just be like, "But really, Thurston, is there anything that you feel the need to do that I can help you with?"
Nothing I'd feel comfortable asking any of my friends to participate in further.
Like I said, I've done a lot worse things for less good people. And you have been a friend and accepted the things I've done with more grace than just about anybody else. I'd want to help you. And it's not a burden for you to ask.
Knowing that you are attempting to turn your life around from the things you've previously done, it would feel like a burden because it would be potentially counterintuitive to the new path you're walking.
The offer will stay out there. But, and if you feel that it's what you need to take, then I will happily do it, no matter what path I'm walking.
Thank you.
And we can go find somewhere that would get us like a nice hot meal to, after being on the road and getting our asses kicked, and just something good and comforting to take back. And maybe something that, we can get a little treat for Ellis, like a cookie or something like a cupcake.
Oh, we don't have any student credits.
Yeah.
That's okay. I got my refund from my books the other day.
No, it's okay. We'll just drop $20 on this cookie.
I already used up my meal plan. Can you believe that?
Oh my god.
They just gouge you so bad these
God, I just had like 8 flashbacks to
My eye is twitching.
Sounds
And
like
it's end of semester, so now is when you buy all the cookies.
you have to spend your balance or you lose
Yeah.
it.
You start buying your first food. Come eat.
Come home with like a box of a whole bunch of stuff that you're never gonna
Why do you
have.
have
but
6 boxes of donuts? Those are gonna go real stale in like a day.
doesn't
Or
matter.
you can
That's the
get,
only thing I eat.
or if you were ISU, you could have the Subway that made those teeny little mini pizzas, and you can get them too many times and gain a lot of weight eating them. Sorry, just took memory lane. Anyway,
Sorry, I think I speak for more than just myself when I say eating anything at Subway is enough to, just the thought of it is enough to make me retch a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
It come out
Anyway.
recently that their bread had so much sugar in it, it could be like classified as cake.
Yeah, it could almost be
Sounds
classified as
legit.
cake, legit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, tangent. But yeah, we'll go somewhere, try to find a good meal for the group, and that probably, I guess, head back. And maybe if we see people along the way that we can feed stories to, then do that as well.
Okay. As you leave, go ahead and make me a perception check. Both of you.
25.
Hey, dice. 13.
Okay. 25. The DC for this was a 22.
Shit.
As you guys are leaving and making your way more towards the market ward to try to find some good food to bring home. As you didn't really spend that much time in the bar itself, you've got a little bit more time on your hands. As you do, you can hear hushed conversation coming from a nearby street. And just sort of casting a curious glance in that direction, you can see Elric speaking with what look to be two other humanoids with hoods. One of them looks noticeably more exhausted than the other, but you can see this conversation has Elric basically ending the conversation with, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not a part of this. Go find somebody else to talk to. I'm not a part of this. Go bother somebody else. And you see Elric storm off. And the two hooded gentlemen sort of look to each other, shrug, and disappear into a nearby alley. Now we're going to cut over to the mutton shop. You guys venture a little bit south from the observatory, right on the cusp of where the Opal Ward sort of makes itself known. And you find this little hole in the wall bar where the sign is even in like small print. It's almost like the bar for people who do not want other people to be in the same bar. Even grabbing the door handle, you can just feel a little bit of rust and a little bit of grime, as it just hasn't been cared for in quite some time. You open the door and step into a musty, smoky room that maybe has about 5 or 6 chairs and then a very small sort of bar that's sort of like tucked in the corner of the room. This place has 3 patrons, one of which Faraday and actually no, Faraday would recognize as being the blacksmith, who's just seated at in one of the seats, just quietly sipping some sort of hot beverage. You see a dwarf that looks ancient, whose beard has gone past he's sitting on this stool and his beard is 100% grown past his legs and just sort of dangles in a knotted mess. Maybe it once was braided. It's just like hay growing out of his face. Hair almost just as long. And then seated at the bar with this demeanor that doesn't match the aura of the room, you see a human looking woman, with long dark hair that sort of hangs in front of her face. She has pale features, and she's wearing this very odd, dark, maybe a little bit speckled with red and other colors persona. And she just has this wonderful grin on her face as she's sipping what looks to be wine. And she's just sort of looking around the room all excitedly. But as you enter, there's a very thin elven male behind the bar with just his eyes. The term bags under the eyes is almost literal for him. It's just he looks miserable as he sort of turns. Can I help you? And as he says that, Care perks up. Oh, hello. A wonderful time. Long time. This is really good. He takes a drink.
What is good
3
here?
of what he's having.
Yeah.
Okay. He turns and starts. He actually starts heating up some water and starts mixing and concocting this drink. But it does take a couple minutes, so whatever conversations you wish to have are yours.
Is this the mutton chop?
Yeah, can't you hear the like COVID cough in the background?
And the dog.
Yeah.
Their emotional support dog.
This is interesting.
Ujo, I take offense at your depiction of the mutton shop.
I just needed the name.
This is different.
Um.
You said it was a hole in the wall, but I thought that was hyperbole.
No,
I'll
definitely
pull up
hole
a
in the
seat
wall.
next to the blacksmith.
Okay. Hello. I don't
And
think.
say it's been some time, friend. How are you?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I do. The horns gave you away. Sorry about that.
That and the hooves, and I do like a little tippy tap on the ground.
Oh, things have been okay. Kind of quiet, but same old. It works for me.
Quiet can be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always needed. Quiet time to just reflect is nice.
Indeed, we've been doing a bit of reflecting ourselves. We looking for new places to go, new adventures to have.
Oh,
We've we've hit a we've come to an impasse. Our group, as you can see, is a bit split.
oh, where are the rest of you?
Um, nothing untoward, uh, to be sure, but we've a few of us have just gone our separate ways.
Well, if I've learned anything, it's got to go on the path that you're meant to be on, right? Whatever
Indeed.
leads to your happiness. So, well, I hope whoever split off from you can find theirs. And eventually, the bartender turns and places 3 hot mugs in front of you, and essentially presents a like a strange turn on Applejack. So it's heated apple cider with a little bit of whiskey in, and presents them in front of you and just says, "It'll be gold." He just looks like he's got fucking Requiem for a Dream music playing in his head.
Busy though.
I can
You got
pop
it?
a shot of gold. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
get this one. It smells really good, actually.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You have the look of someone who might need one of these yourself.
No, I'm good. He just takes the gold and goes back, and Care just kind of leans and just goes, "That's just how he is. I didn't really ask questions. He's just sort of like that."
Oh,
You can see the woman at the end of the bar as the bartender sort of walks near her. She's just sort of like, "Hello, darling, could I have another bit of this wine? It's perfectly divine." Oh, yeah. He turns and grabs a bottle and slowly fills the glass again. "There'll be another gold." "Of course, darling." And she takes a gold and slides it across. "Thank you." And she sips her wine, just looking all weirdly chipper in this depressing ass room.
Could we see from where we're standing what kind of wine she's drinking? Like what kind of bottle he grabbed?
Make me a perception check.
See if we've learned anything about wine in the last 2 months.
We've spent
16.
we've spent a good chunk of time with Thurston.
It's true.
With a
That's what I'm
16,
saying.
out of all of the lessons that Thurston has taught you about wine, about drinking, about what good wine is supposed to taste like, blah, 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 you couldn't help but notice that as the bartender poured, it was a little extra thick at parts.
Ew.
And you could also spot the thick layer of dust that was like caked around the bottle. And even as he finished pouring, he corked it and then just like stuck it like down and away from everything else. And she is just sipping and having the time of her life.
Gross.
I mean, I was thinking maybe to try what she was having, but
Nope.
maybe I'll stick with this.
We'll never make it back. We'll never make it to whatever next town we're going to if you drink that. I'm pretty sure.
I don't want a repeat of that other time.
Yeah.
That morning
a
was
story.
really bad.
Harry takes a drink of his Applejack.
yeah. Unfortunately, our resident wine connoisseur is one of those who we're no longer traveling with.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Where did Thurston split off to again? I forget.
Go ahead and make me a deception check with disadvantage with
Yeah.
that last line. I only say disadvantage because Care has not brought up Thurston at all.
Nope.
Well, referencing the, you were looking at the wine, and unless I misread that and that was just a private thought you were having.
It's fine. He's got like 1 billion in charisma, so
It's 15.
15 is enough. Care just sort of keys in a little bit, and you get the feeling that he's one to listen and be there for when people need to get stuff off of their chest. So he doesn't say a bunch, but as you're sort of discussing Thurston leaving and all that, he just sits and listens and nods every so often. He doesn't cut you off or chime in. He just says, at the end, just, well, I mean, if he seems like an entrepreneur, and if he seems happy, maybe that's something to be happy for him,
And we are. But I'm sure you understand sometimes people's people's paths run in circles, as it were. And right now, their path and ours do not currently intersect. But perhaps they'll come around to each other again someday.
Yeah, that is the hope. And you see he's got this kind of genuine smile play across his face a little bit.
at that point, Faraday pipes up. Actually, Arthea, Care's the one that built your the thing you summoned Stella with.
Oh.
That thing.
Yeah, the brazier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Care was the one to make that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, it's nothing.
It's actually. Do you make small ones?
Yeah, I can make small ones, large ones, whatever you need.
I might have to put in an order for a smaller one.
Sure.
Didn't really think about the size, and I mean, just kind of just gestures to herself, all like 90 pounds of her. Yeah, I didn't think about that
weighs
part.
about as much as you do.
I didn't think about that before we left, and I didn't really give. Not you guys, not your fault. I didn't give you instructions, Faraday, but I'm
No.
thinking I might need a smaller one if we plan on traveling some more.
Oh, yeah, I can probably get that together. How soon do you need it?
Probably no time soon. I mean, I don't know how long we're planning on sticking around. We don't really
Oh
have
no.
anywhere else to be.
No, we were gonna kind of meander, maybe head west for a little bit. Come back here.
Well, I mean, I can tell you what. I'll start working on it. Whenever you make your way back into town, it'll be ready for you. I don't even have my pricing with me right now, so we can discuss
It's fine.
that stuff maybe when I'm not a little tipsy.
Also, probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Care. I do
Yeah.
have a favor for you.
Yeah, what you got?
We're gonna probably hit the road at some point, but since we're looking, the three of us, we can kind of handle our own on the road, but I'm sure you know what kind of dangers can be out in forests and between here and the coast.
This is true. Yeah.
If you don't mind putting the word out that we're looking for some new adventuring friends. Just the fact that we've lost a couple of our own members wouldn't, just keep the word out would be great.
Sure. Typically they'll want to know who's putting the word out. You guys have a name or something?
Just look at Dermot.
You can't say that word anymore.
Uh,
I'm not the one who was asked.
no, you were not. Just tell them Faraday's looking for them, for anybody to help.
All right. Yeah, I can do that.
Maybe like
Much
someone,
appreciated.
someone like big, strong.
Well, I mean,
Eh.
I could think of one, but I don't know. Last I heard, I think they were in Vasselheim. I don't really keep up with him as much, but I'll put the word out.
Yeah, much appreciated. Just let them know that, I'm missing just a couple extra hands.
All right. No, I'll put the word out. Not a problem.
Appreciate it. Maybe someone who can do some magic. The guy we lost was great,
Yeah.
but
Specifically, the Healy magic.
Yeah, someone who could do the magic, but like also can.
The
keep the rest of
intent is spread the word that we're missing members, preferably, the one
Yeah.
who was doing some magic too.
Yeah.
But yes, any word out, just in case. When we come back in, we'll swing by, see if
Sounds
anybody takes the bait.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll keep an ear out and let you know.
Much appreciated.
Not a problem. Anything else you guys wish to do while in here?
I think with the small group that there is, and considering the the clientele, probably stick around and talk to Care for a little bit.
It's also fairly. Is it fairly quiet in here? There's no
Yes.
music, nothing. So anybody who's in here can probably hear this conversation.
Pretty
We're
much.
not
You guys
really,
don't seem to be like
No.
holding it back by any means. So,
Nope.
yeah,
The
the
volume
dwarf.
is likely increasing as we drink.
Yeah, the dwarf has not lifted his eyes from his drink in between sips at all. I will say, go ahead and make me a con save, all of you, as the Applejack is a little hard hitting.
Well, it's a good thing Thurston and Catriel got food.
13.
10.
10.
Court, this dice going back to you.
Not good.
Uh-oh, the last time we
8.
failed a con save, we all ended up passed out in hallways.
He had a tattoo.
I got a tattoo.
Oh shit.
Faraday, you got this very pleasant heat. It's just it's that good buzz feeling. You're not overtaken by it. You're just in that wonderful point between drunk and sober where you're relaxed. You're having a good time. Dermot and Arthea,
Plus,
the more you
Ruined the
drink
buzz.
this Applejack, the more it's kind of hitting you a little hard, and your words start slurring a little bit as you're kind of dipping into drunk territory.
Yeah, I stop at the 1.
Okay.
I do that thing where you stand up and then all of a sudden the alcohol from the last like 30 minutes hits you all at once. Just like stagger into a stool.
Yep.
Okay, that's
it's the worst.
a lot.
Well, to be fair, you have had a lot. There's actually a lot of alcohol in these, so you're doing really well. Last 90-pound girl I saw drinking was not as hardy. So you seem to be handling yourself well.
Looks quite proud to be called Hardy.
Well, they sure are delicious.
They
The
really are.
bartender
You don't
sparks up.
taste it is the problem.
Oh, thanks.
Like, if you taste the alcohol,
Mhm.
you'd
Then
know
you
when to
try to
stop.
understand. It's a reminder to not keep going sometimes.
This is dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Care is gonna also. Oh, he's fine.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy. He rolled a 16 on the
yeah.
die.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys just need to stop at Taco Bell on the way home. It will be fine.
Buy street food. I'll probably roll a con save.
KFC.
Honestly.
Hot
Potatoes
dogs
and
out of
fried
a
chicken.
vending cart.
Yes, because that's
That
gonna
sounds
end.
like road to vomit.
It's
Uh,
Was that
usually
Roger
either-
You
Vomit?
wouldn't have the alcohol in your stomach.
It's either great
True.
or awful. There's no in between there.
Yeah.
It's the best food of your life, or you hate every.
True.
as you guys are maybe finishing up your drinks, the door enters. The door opens.
enters.
The door.
It's a
enters.
mimic.
It's the chair walking in from Wildmount.
Son of a bitch, they were right!
The door
It was
creaks
after
open,
us.
and in walks a thin, red-skinned tiefling with a short mohawk, kind of going in between their horns, which just sort of curl up. No adornments, no fanciful decoration or piercings or anything, just a very simple drow wearing these dark martial arts gi. They enter and just sort of scan the room. And they give a slight bow. And then they approach the bar on the other side of Care. And a bartender just begrudgingly gets up and makes his way over. What can I get you? Just some rum, please. Okay. And he turns and grabs a bottle of rum. Do you want a glass or? The bottle will be fine. Okay. Goes back over and just plots the bottle and says, "It's could be about 2 gold." Not a problem. And he reaches into his pocket and places 2 gold, and takes the bottle and just starts uncorking it while looking at the 3 of you.
I raise my glass and say, you should definitely try one of these. It's a, what are these called?
I just call them Applejack. You can call them whatever you want, though.
All them
Oh,
really good.
My book.
Like, really good.
I am more to the point myself. And he takes a big swig.
No loss.
Care kind of glances at the tiefling and then just sort of takes another sip as the tiefling says, I don't know if you heard, but there was a bit of a scuffle in town, not too far from here. They say that some ruffians were climbing on people's rooftops. There was a general melee in the streets. I don't think it would be safe to venture out for too long tonight.
I'm gonna roll insight on this guy.
Go for it.
I roll inside on Care.
Yeah.
Sure.
I will take the tiefling as well.
Those
Um,
ruffians.
Care's cool. Whatever.
He seems like a
the
stand-up
guy
guy
is
to
sketchy,
me.
so this tiefling's sketchy. I
Yes.
get it.
The tiefling is sketchy, but I'm more trying to see if he's like looking at us knowing more about this than he should for some random tiefling that just walked into a bar. Is mostly what I'm trying to determine. And I rolled 24.
24. Dermot, what'd you get?
Well, I rolled a 2, which makes 7.
Okay. And Faraday.
Oh, that was a 7 on Care.
Care has this shift in his demeanor, almost like a protective sort of approach, but you can't quite get much more than that.
Sure. I mean, you kind of get that just from him anyway.
With a 7, Dermot, this tiefling is just sort of behaving oddly. Can't quite pinpoint why. Arthea. He was sort of choosing his words wisely when stating that to you all. sort of betraying that he may have some more knowledge, but isn't making it widely known. More just trying to maybe alert you that he knows, maybe to cause tension. Who knows? But you get the feeling that this tiefling is kind of in on whatever's going on.
Well, then I guess that's a sign we should head back to the tavern, huh?
Probably a good idea. Is that the sort of thing that happens here? Do we have to worry about?
Yeah, with the coffer in the background. Holy shit.
There's got fucking
God.
typhoid in the background.
Seriously, Typhoid
No, that's
Mary.
Laudna.
It's like-
Put your mask back on.
Actually,
Yeah, you said it, doggo.
the tiefling says, "No. Typically, the streets are rather quiet in this town. But yes, I would recommend going someplace safe." And as he says that, moving up from her seat, the creepy lady makes her way over with her glass of sludge and sort of sits, or like leans up against the bar, essentially cutting him off from you guys. Just, I must say, I do love your dress. Where do you get these robes from? I must say they're quite wonderful. And she looks at the rest of you and kind of goes,
Faraday takes that, sets her glass, looks at Care.
Care does one of these, and then you see he gestures to his side where you see a hammer, and then nods.
Faraday will gather drunken Dermot
Gather-
and
gather
drunken
drunkies.
Arthea. Come on, ducklings, let's go!
Kind of like has linked arms with her.
Yeah.
Is yeah.
Kermit says, too old to be a duckling. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. She puts a hand on one of his horns to kind of like steer him.
I think that's racist.
I think that might be a little, just a little. And yeah,
Mm.
we'll head out.
All right.
Stumble
You
out into the
slip
alley.
into the alley, and quickly to a populated street.
Yes.
Where do you guys go? You guys are in the middle of the road. You're about, I will say, like 10 or 15 minute walk from the observatory.
Are we? How far are we from where all of the shit went down? Is that back, sort of past the observatory? on
So
the other side?
that was, as you guys had entered from the eastern side.
Mhm.
That was actually kind of, you guys were trying to like kind of cut through the resident ward to try to stay off the main roads a little bit. It was one of the alleyways that was in the resident ward. So it was, these were just regular houses that this combat took place in.
I
think I
would.
left I think I left a body there.
I think we left a couple.
We should
bodies.
find somewhere else to
Yeah.
to grab some food
I
before heading back.
don't think we should necessarily dawdle, but like I don't want to go like directly to.
Yeah.
Right.
Grab
To
some
there.
food.
Yeah, but do we? I mean, do we really want to? I think we should get back. If
I
they're
mean, I think just like maybe like a just gonna look around at like the street stall.
Maybe.
Suddenly she's
fucking
really
wrangle
hungry.
my drunk friends.
Yeah,
This is my daily
Wait, is this
life.
in
I
Western
hate
or
this
New
shit.
Orleans? What's
Right.
going on here?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
in New
where the
Orleans,
food
I'd
comes
already be drunk and I would have beaten you to it.
Still have yet to take that trip to New Orleans for that, but hopefully
you
one
know,
year.
just on our way back. I'm not saying like we should go and searching for.
Yep,
the
there it
food.
is.
Yeah. Words are hard, okay? I'm not saying we should search for the food, but like if there's food on our way,
We can
we
stop.
can get. Because like we should probably get Ellis some real food. Right?
If we find something, we'll stop.
Okay.
Faraday's gonna stick to populated roads.
Okay.
As much as possible.
As you guys are moving, keeping a wary eye behind you.
She's sobered up a little bit, I feel, like, with that kind of surge of adrenaline.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me one more perception check, the three of you.
Oh, as we're walking, Dermot says we should probably stop by the stables in town.
Yes.
We have
Yeah.
7 horses there.
I thought you said
Aren't they?
staples.
Yes.
Stables.
also.
Copy paper? Like,
That's why
I
was so-
do need parchment. I'm just
Actually, are they at the Nollard
they're at
estate?
the Nollard.
they
They're
are
at the
Nollard
Nollard
Estate.
estate.
Definitely there.
They're at the Nallard estate. You can't
Yeah.
go there.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Mhm. Yeah,
absolutely
Yeah, the estate has stables.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were absolutely there.
Person's like insulted me.
I rolled a pair of
I thought they were
eights.
being boarded
Makes-
elsewhere in town.
No.
I only had the name of the town where all the horses are, that we have no
They're with the
reason to
Nollards.
like travel on foot in and out of here anymore. So,
Yeah,
That's fair.
they're the Nollards.
you said perception, Cujo.
Yes.
21.
Okay. And
Natural
Arthea?
20 for 25.
How did the
Damn.
drunks? I'm too busy wrangling them.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you're like making sure
You're
they don't
keeping an
fall on
eye
their
on
faces
Arthea, and Arthea's
scrape
keeping an
themselves
eye-
up.
Everything else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You probably have to like periodically like steering towards something.
Like, oh, not in that puddle.
Well, you guys definitely have one of those moments. Faraday, as you are coming around the corner, you're essentially turning right onto that street that's going to lead alongside the western side of the observatory.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, Arthea and Dermot can spot maybe 50 to 75 feet ahead of you. There's a familiar looking Jericho who's walking in the opposite direction. Sort of kind of like hands in his pockets, just kind of looking around, enjoying the night. And for a half second, there's a like stop moving. He hasn't seemed to notice you as he's walking the same way the same direction you guys are. But you can spot him with his scimitars slung across his back.
Did we say something? Do you want to
Hey,
talk
we
to him?
know him. And I point him out.
Faraday,
Wait.
Faraday just knows dead ass.
This.
We should.
Hey, I know that guy.
I know that. No,
I know him.
no,
Ooh,
no. God, you guys.
No.
Fuck, be more embarrassing. Be like, call
That's
my
not embarrassing
parents.
me.
Jesus.
Go.
No, no. Because where we're
But, like, what
heading,
if-
we don't want him to go. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
drunk, calm Dermot is the best. Oh yeah.
Faraday's immediately gonna like steer them. Like, are we? So we're on the main. Yeah.
Hermit's head just gets yanked.
I
Dustin,
forgot.
I almost just spit water all over my keyboard.
Oh my god. But like what?
All
You
right.
deserve it for all those times you tried to kill me for no reason.
For no reason.
Why?
Yep.
Really
For
for
no reason.
Mhm. No raisins at all. We hate raisins. Go ahead and collectively make me a stealth check.
Oh God.
Okay.
Tina, I saw that.
Of course, reaction like, oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Actually, it's not bad.
Maybe.
Yes.
Oh no, I only have a +1. That's great.
23.
Okay.
Faraday bringing up the class average.
Tina.
On top of the bell.
Yeah.
On top of that bell.
Also
curve.
23. Go Nerd House.
Hey! Hey, kids.
Look at
But, like,
Dermot learning how to clip
like,
clop
I
on
don't
stone
underst-
slowly.
I don't understand. Like,
quietly.
Faraday seems
Learning how to
really
clip
like
clop
him.
on the dirt, yo.
Yeah, Dermot's probably like up on
Stepping
the like
between the
grassy
paving
area.
stones.
Arthea,
Yeah.
as you guys are trying to sneak past around,
Like a different, I don't know.
you're still a little bit within eye shot as basically Faraday tries to lead you guys down a nearby alleyway. As she kind of like tries to steer you, you kind of stumble a little bit and accidentally push a little crate over, which crashes to the ground. So Faraday and Dermot have like successfully made it into the alleyway, but this 100% drew his attention. So he goes, "The hell? Oh hey, Arthea, right?
Yeah.
Hey, are you okay?"
Hello.
He runs over and like, "Hey, are you good?" Basically, like helping, like pick the crate up.
Shit.
I had
Sorry.
this drink earlier.
On this, yeah. What kind of? You're drinking?
I actually don't really know. Give it a name. It tasted like apples.
Sounds like a date rape drink.
Really?
What I mean, they give you a drink, they don't know the name of it. What happened to the crate? Like, is a dent in one of the corners. She keeps trying to like push it back up, and it keeps sliding over.
Yeah, I don't. It was really good though.
Wait, why were you drinking by yourself?
I mean, I was with my friends, and then we left, and then I got separated,
Oh,
and I just figured, I mean, I know this part of town.
oh no, that's fair.
While hidden, I look at Faraday and like,
So I figured, I don't know.
What you're gesturing at.
Honestly, I kind of just figured I'd wander around here and they'd show up eventually.
All right. Hey, is Faraday with you guys?
With what?
With you guys? I haven't.
I mean,
seen
she
you guys
was
all
with me
finished.
before.
Oh, cool. Did she? Never mind. That's
No,
cool.
what?
you ever talk about me?
No, it's did you get the okay, I sent something to the I think you guys mentioned that you guys or I heard rather that you guys had some sort of bar or something on Terst Fields. I tried to send her something. I don't know if she got it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do
it's-
have a bar.
I was a little sketchy spending the gold on this thing to send it to a bar that I hoped that you guys were part of. So I didn't know if you guys got it or
I mean,
anyway.
when did you send it? Because we left like, I don't know, like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Like close, like week and a half.
It probably
It was
crossed paths, honestly.
got
So,
it.
but there's someone there who can receive it.
Oh, cool, good, great,
So,
great.
like,
That's good. Yeah, it was right.
did I tell her?
I mean, I can't look at it. It's fine.
Are you sure?
No, it's cool. It's not. It was this crate, man. What the hell, right? He's sort of. You could tell he's
Yeah,
very flustered.
great. Yep.
Well, hey, it was nice seeing you. I'll just be safe. You know, walking around at night maybe not be the best plan. It's starting. to get
Yeah,
a
that's
little
what
later.
somebody else said. There was a bunch of, I don't know, something went down earlier.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
Oh, anything I should be wary of?
I don't think it was around here, but he said "Ugh." Something about ruffians in the street and people climbing on houses. And
Oh,
I don't know. So,
okay. All right. Well, just where are you staying? Do you need to walk home? I mean, you
no,
walk
I'm good.
by yourself
No,
dark.
no. I'm just
Okay.
gonna head back to the kind of points vaguely toward like the universe ish. It's like, yeah, the,
You probably got a hookup at the. I gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, this part of town is a little bit easier, so just
that point she's just blue screened.
just be careful. And I'll maybe see you around.
Yeah. I mean,
Alright,
if you're
cool.
gonna be here for a while.
Lingering in town for a little bit before I gotta head out myself. But yeah, just get home safe. Promise me you're going right home.
Definitely going right home.
Sounds good. Yeah, it'll probably be fine with the crate anyway. I'll just.
I think it's good.
hey,
I think it's
it's good.
yeah.
Anyway, take care. And he sort of jogs ahead and further away from you guys.
Gently step back from the crate. Terrified I'm gonna just knock it over again.
It's placed in a way where the broken bit is like facing the wall. So like anybody walking around, or maybe it's just sort of there for storage, like the person using the stall is not really going to see it until it matters.
You're around, look for like Faraday and Dermot.
I was under the assumption they were literally right around the corner.
Yeah, like I figured like we were right,
no,
like
we're
almost
like-
behind the crates.
Where'd you Dermot?
She'll kind of like peek out to see if she can track Jericho before she comes out.
You see him doing like a half jog ahead and further away. He eventually does turn down a alleyway and disappears from sight.
She'll stand up. Like I was all ready for her to face step like down the street and come running back. Like she was about to.
Jesus.
Got you a present.
Got me a present.
I don't know. Maybe not a present. He sent you a something.
Is that weird?
I don't know.
It's only weird if it's like a lock of his hair or something. That would be
That would be really weird.
He sent you 3 molars.
Somebody's pinky finger.
Hey, yeah, all of those are weird. All of
Been
those would
sitting
be
on the
weird.
nail clippings and sent them all to you.
These are all like Laudna's gifts to her
Would
family.
be, they would be.
I give you a piece of me.
Oh.
Literally.
3 molars.
Well, it's at the bar. So
Okay, well, we'll check it out after we get back, I guess.
yeah. We should probably
We need to get back.
need to get back.
All right.
Well.
It's about this time. You guys all reconvene. You guys see that Cadriel and Thurston did stop and get. You guys found actually a decent restaurant, actually near the near one of the entrances to the city, that was sort of specialized for coming and going travelers and whatnot, making sure that they have a good, healthy, hearty meal. Given that sometimes traveling can be terrible, but you guys come back with a satisfying, good, healthy, hearty meal for everybody. But you guys essentially reconvene at the front of the observatory. Is there anything else you guys wish to do?
Tell everyone about Faraday's new boyfriend.
Shut up!
What? Who did you guys run into?
She's like trying to
Jericho sent her a
untangle the rest of
present.
her bun.
Jericho
Like-
Oh,
sent
it's-
her-
That's like
Jericho?
a project.
Jericho,
She, like,
we ran
stands
into
her fingers
Jericho
and
and he
stuff.
sent her something to the bar.
No, I bet it's like, I don't know, something, because he obviously likes her. Maybe there's a love letter with it.
You all are ridiculous.
I'm just
No, we're
saying.
not.
I mean,
I saw how your spring self and your winter self got all hee.
Hey, no one can
Flustery.
judge me for
Didn't make
shit that
that.
happens in spring, okay?
Well, what's winter's excuse?
That's fair. Faraday can't be held responsible for spring.
well, I
she's-
mean,
but
it's all
winter-
you. It's just
Yeah.
different sides of you, which
She's
means
like-
it's all true.
She's like beet red. Like,
What's
Anyone
winter's
remember like
excuse?
the knocking pattern that we were
Yeah.
yeah, I figure we're inside by now.
I'm just picturing drunk Arthea
What
like
do you do?
knock, 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 knock.
It's like trying to get into Ravenclaw Tower.
Oh my God.
She would overly complicate it, so you'd get
Mhm.
like a whole drum solo on the door.
And the receptionist's like, that's gotta be
That's
them.
gotta
Yeah.
be them. We're gonna assume that's them.
We'll just cut to the inside. They're just reading a book, and they just kind of go. There's like a moment of like
Yeah,
indecision, like,
Like,
do I put the bookmark in my book or not? I don't know.
and then you hear Dermot stage whispering, "No, you're doing it wrong." And then it's an even more complicated door solo.
But it's like perfectly in time.
Yeah.
Complicated keys, complicated time signature though.
Bookmark
He's
those in
doing
the
it in
book.
five. He's like, no, it's in 5/4. Okay.
Fuck 5/4.
She puts the ribbon in her book, closes it, hops off of her stool. She moves around and opens the door. Oh, wonderful. Come right in. And she opens it wide so all of you can enter. All right. You all enter. She closes the door, mutters the arcane enchantment once again, and you hear the satisfying click and see this little shimmer around the door and the walls that surround everything.
Wait till like the shimmer stops and I'll say, we ran into Elric. Woodward.
The young one.
I fed him the story about Thurston being gone and introduced him to my sister and bought him a drink and flirted with him a little, and he seemed to believe it all.
That's good.
That's
We ran into
Care.
that blacksmith.
Oh, the one that made Arthea's.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
There wasn't too many people.
Nobody has given it a
No!
noun.
Faraday would not know what it is.
She's like, the big thing that we
big-
lugged.
The thing.
Yeah, that bar was probably the worst, and we've been to a lot of worse.
Yeah. that's not
Yeah,
great.
but at the one we went to, people were like practically having sex on the table.
That sounds like a party. We should have
No.
gone there.
It's the
Yeah.
librarian
No.
from the observatory that was.
I know, right?
That's
Yeah.
is that even allowed?
I didn't think so because that boy looked way younger, and I think he was a student, and it seemed terribly inappropriate. But I couldn't say anything because I look like
No.
this.
It was
So
like
you're
the Kama
veteran
Sutra
Zaz.
in the bar.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh, though. So yeah, Jericho's here. We should probably watch out for.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how? Did he ask you how's Faraday? Has she asked about me?
Honestly,
Kinda,
right.
yeah.
yeah,
Damn
kinda.
it.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Did you see him, Faraday?
No,
No, she was hiding behind a bunch of crates.
Since
So
when
he
did
just
Why
you-
were you
glares at her like,
hiding?
wow.
Here's the bus.
I mean, last time
Here's
we were
Arthea
around,
with Faraday. Here's Arthea throwing Faraday right under there.
last time we were around Jericho, you were like, "Oh, Jericho, come fight with me and let's have drinks afterwards."
That was before
And
we
Kendra
got...
like makes her voice go like horrendously high.
It's okay. You don't sound like that.
Spring
That is what you
Faraday.
said, but that's not how you sound.
We'll say at this point you guys have made your way
Yeah.
up to the observatory proper.
Well,
And Mako is just sitting with his wineskin like, my goodness, you really are children.
That is not
Thanks
true.
for waiting up
We're
for
all
us,
legal
Dad.
adults.
I'd rather be a child than a grumpy old man.
How old are
Anyway.
you?
ooh, that was a
actually?
barrage of insults. My God. The attitude.
If Mako gave a shit, he would start crying right in front of you all.
Is Ellis around?
You look and see that Irid has actually curled up next to Ellis and is keep holding her close. So
That's
making sure
Yay.
that she's taken care of.
Good.
Yes, they
Yeah.
haven't moved since you left.
We should probably sleep.
Kirsten and I brought us food. It's hot if we want to eat a nice meal before bed. I brought Ellis a rather nice cupcake that don't really want to wake her up.
It'll keep till tomorrow.
Should we just say like we'll put it all out? I'm picturing like a nice roast chicken and some
Mhm.
mashed potatoes and gravy and like good food like that.
Love
Like
it.
when you don't want to cook and you go to the grocery store to that section where everything's like
$5
pre-made.
Costco chicken.
and you're like, yeah, yeah,
Jewel
thank you.
chicken. It's got the
Wonderful.
The rotisserie
health equivalent
chicken.
of smoking
Yep.
cocaine. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
good.
Yeah, that stuff's stupid.
And then it
Wonderful.
makes killer chicken salad the next day.
Mhm. But yeah, you guys have your hearty, delicious meal.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you wish to do before the night passes?
Are we keeping watches tonight, or do you think it's safe to sleep?
I think it's safe to sleep.
I think it's safe to sleep. I mean, either Faraday or I will probably end up being up at some point.
Yeah, I'll wake up pretty early anyway. I think we'll be okay.
I'll
My
be up
armor
as
and-
well. So if anything happens, I'll make sure to alert you all.
I will take off my armor and curl up in some of those blankets and grab a pillow.
Same.
Same.
Thurston lays down to sleep, but he lays on he's usually a tummy sleeper, but it's not really very comfortable in this form. He's very confused. And so he's like turn on his back and he's like, oh, that hurts. Like, turns over.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. You can kind of scratch.
It sounds weird, but it feels inappropriate to like move them around like it's me, but it's not. And so I'm just gonna sleep on my back, I guess.
You don't
I love him so much.
you don't see Mako. You just hear Ugh.
This road trip's gonna be so fun.
Like they'll have to go to the bathroom in the woods.
How does that work?
It's really complicated.
Excellent.
I can't tell if
side
that's
strength.
Cujo or Mako.
Yes.
Yes, both.
Yeah. Going to sleep.
Well, Thurston left home to learn about the world, and
Boy, is he.
you're gonna learn.
Yup.
I just have one question before the night passes. Thurston, do you sleep?
Can I do a perception check to see like is everybody sleeping / trancing if they're an elf?
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Everybody seems to be either you hear the hum of their sleeping or you can see that they are successfully trancing. Maybe for some, trancing a little harder than usual given the alcohol that's in their system, but everybody does seem to be quiet and resting. Except for Mako, who is seated on a table looking essentially at the entrance to this room, just drinking.
Thurston will walk over to, or kind of like wherever Mako is. I kind of assume that even though we're all in the same place, Mako's not sitting with us.
No, Mako would not be sitting with you guys. If you
Yeah.
could help it.
Yes, it's enough space that he's like, "Fuck you all." So he'll, once everybody gets settled, walk over to him, and just sit down next to him.
He just doesn't say anything. He just offers the wineskin.
No, thank you.
And then looks and does this. And then kind of waits expectantly.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing he hears is, "This is weird."
I figured we could have the safe conversation this way. You hear echoing in your mind. It's not invasive, it's not aggressive. It is just a whisper in your mind. Even though he is trying to make it as accommodating as possible, it's still weird. It's like hovering your finger right in front of where your mind's eye is and just feeling like your nerves are expecting something there. It's like that feeling going through your mind whenever he speaks.
After your promise to us is fulfilled, what are your plans?
Probably find the schism and end it. From there, who knows? You're asking for a reason, though.
Well, it's not a favor in the same vein as the promise you gave to our friends, our mutual friends. But I would be willing to hire your services at the end of this mission. Myself, not as a representative of the group as a whole.
Interesting distinction. What services would you require?
As I said before, my family is the most important thing in the world to me. But I also wouldn't ask my friends to do something they are not comfortable or should not be comfortable doing. But there are problems that need to be taken care of. And though you seem to be in a different state of being recently, everybody still appreciates paid work.
Go on, noble. I want to hear the words come out of your mind.
Though everyone says he's a puppet, he's the one raising Chainhelm is the one raising a stink and causing trouble for my family. I can't allow that to continue. And so if I have to choose between my family and him, my family lives and he doesn't.
I will need more of a specification on where I come in, young Nollard. You can tell he's definitely playing coy. He wants to hear you say the words in your mind.
Fine. I am proposing to hire your very particular skill set to he struggles even in his own mind. Assassinate Lord Chainhelm. You seem far too satisfied now.
He doesn't. You don't like hear any laughter, but you definitely like glance over at him and he's got this smirk. This can be arranged. I will admit, there's now a discount on the table, given that I've heard a bleeding heart hero offer me an assassination job. How much are you willing to pay?
Well, to be honest, I've never figured the going rate for this sort of thing.
Well, I'm assuming this Chainhelm is another noble, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So probably very well guarded.
Mm.
And if he is a puppet of the clasp, he's probably even more guarded, given that they need him as a vehicle. I will come up with a figure. And when the time comes, should you wish to pursue this still, I will honor it, and I will provide you with a price. I feel, despite you and your friends' attitude towards me, I do owe you a great deal, and as such, I will never turn down business dealings with any of you. Except for maybe Cadrio.
Well, I can always respect a businessman, at the very least. And to be fair, they rag on me as well. So don't take it too personally. Yeah. Every time I just complain about the fact that we're sleeping on the ground again.
You just see him. And that sigh was verbal. It wasn't a psychic sigh. It was just him like, oh, Jesus Christ. But he says, I will approach you after this job is done. And we will continue our business dealings from there. But
Fair enough.
for now, consider your job offer accepted.
That's all I can ask. Well, I'll leave you to your meditations.
He just sort of gestures with the wineskin and takes another drink.
And so Thurston will go try to sleep after doing that. Yeah.
Make me a wisdom check.
Okay. That's a 10.
Yeah, you lay down, and at first it's a feeling of weird satisfaction. Like it's done. You've made arrangements. It's time to relax. You've got a plan now. But then the more and more you're thinking on it, the more you're thinking on what business dealings you just went through. You just hired somebody to perform an assassination on a noble rival. And that kind of hangs over you a little bit. And you find it difficult to get a full night's rest. So, Thurston, you will not gain the benefits of a long rest.
Again.
But
Don't take that level of exhaustion.
The first level of exhaustion. During the traveling, you guys were fine, but the rest of you guys get your long rest or your full trance. And you guys are woken not by an alarm or anything. You are woken as the sun is just piercing through the glass dome that makes up the walls and ceiling of this room and lights it up like a Christmas tree. Dermot, you wake as just sun is just 100% beating against against your eyelids.
Excellent.
So,
I wake up without issue. Sleeping indoors is a material plane thing. There's not really much indoors at home in the Feywild.
The sun coming through probably bothers Cadriel's 0%, and she's probably still dead asleep. Because she's like that.
Well, you guys awaken and find you guys just kind of look around to inspect your surroundings, and you can see Ellis huddled over a cupcake as you could get like dentures like molded out of the bite that was just sort of carved out with her little mouth as she just turns. She's got frosting all over her face. Good morning.
Oh, I wish I had one of those
bright
for
pink
breakfast.
frosting too.
Mm-hmm. So early in the morning, she's getting that sugar high right away.
Oh, well, good thing we're leaving her with the babysitter.
Yep.
Goodbye. Good luck, Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should warn them.
Ired says, fine. Let her have her fun.
We
Enjoy training with you.
Yeah, see if I can put her through some paces. And Ellis looks up and kind of does that, like, childish glare back at Ired. But eventually, guys, kind of get yourselves ready, and Estella enters the chamber once again, looking much more together and whatnot. Her hair is kept in a nice braid. She says, good morning. I hope the accommodations were decent. I probably should have put up the shield. Sorry about that.
It's okay. We were inside for the first time in a week. It's over a week. So this is much better.
Well, I'm happy to provide. But is there anything else you need of me before you begin your journey?
Arthea, didn't you have some things to fill her in on? The manuscript?
Oh shit. Yeah.
We found out
I mean,
a little bit more.
yeah, I guess we should probably go into this. We may be gone for a while.
All right. Is everything all right?
Not exactly.
All right.
I guess, well, to start with, have you, I don't know, have you seen, or your people, I guess, have you seen anything, or has anything changed? And she kind of just points up toward the sky since the last time we met.
There has been more disappearances of the stars, but I mean, going at the pace it is, it's going at the same rate as it was before. It's not accelerating by any means. It is still worrisome.
And that's good. That's good. Steady is good. Nothing abnormal, nothing drastic. Nothing nothing unexpected, I guess, what I'm trying to get at.
Not that I can say. And she kind of, like, not narrows her eyes, but she kind of keys in a little bit more to what Arthi is saying and just says, was there another development with this manuscript?
Oh. We have the second piece to it now.
Wonderful.
Which is, I guess, good. We also, well, last time you had sent us with your findings and asked us to give them to Gilmore.
Yes. Has he been able to research into those yet?
Not exactly, since he went missing about probably right around the time we spoke, actually. Maybe a couple weeks before. That's where we're headed.
Oh.
He was digging into all of this. And I think, well, at least drew the attention, perhaps, of other parties.
Oh. Well, I can only hope that you can bring him back safely. Feel that once he can be brought back, then we can sort of all combine our heads together, figure out what's going on, and see how best to stop it. That's unfortunate.
Yes, well, I think, well, from what we know at least, I don't know, the manuscript points to, once again, other planes, and I guess this being. I
Hmm.
think we spoke of it last time.
I remember hearing of some odd creature mentioned in
Odd,
the
yeah,
manuscript.
yes, odd creatures who came here very long ago, who knew of the universe and apparently left. But
This society, basically, you kind of go like back and forth and kind of reconvene with knowledge and all that stuff. And she says, I will see what research I can do on my side on this society. This definitely sounds pre-calamity.
oh yes, no, very, very much so, I think. I we were oh god, we don't even have an estimate, but this would be
I could try and there's a connection I have with the um, there is a part of Wildmount. There's an academy out there I can try to reach out to. I believe that they might have some more information on pre-calamity artifacts. If I remember correctly, they were mentioning that they were trying to do an excavation of one of what they believed to be one of the cities that had fallen. If that is the case, if they can garner any additional information, I'm sure I can put a word out.
that would be very helpful.
Sure.
Um, and I guess otherwise, do you? I mean, you study stars and other, well, not necessarily worlds, but other places. Can you think of a place that at least would be described as outside or beyond time and space? Something
I mean, the only
that's
thing I could think of would be the astral sea, but that's not outside time necessarily or space. It's a defined trait of our existence. Outside time and space, I
something live there.
potentially. I mean, it's. I suppose it would have the same properties almost as the enchantment that would enchant a bag of holding, um, a pocket dimension. Um, Depending on the resources that would lie within, it's entirely possible that there could be a pocket dimension of some kind that would house such a creature, but
Maybe
how?
a little bit more than a creature.
Yes, if we're talking about a society,
A city, at least.
this is true.
There
Yeah.
is apparently a third part of the manuscript in somewhere in Vasselheim,
We think.
the first city.
Yes. I would start with the Cobalt Reserve out there. It's the vault, I should say. It is the oldest. It might have what you're looking for.
It's journey is going to be a long one, but
That's the bigger thing, I think, is
first and foremost, we have to get to Gilmore.
Of course,
I think
and
if
ensure his
you
safety.
yes, especially since last place we know he went was the Cobalt. Well, Cobalt Soul at least. We don't know which one.
Hmm.
So he may have what we're looking for and what it seems others are looking for.
Tread carefully. If there are others that are involved in this but are of ill intent, that could be much, much more trouble than we need right now.
Yes, trouble, something that we've been attracting.
The adventurer.
If you
But
learn
I'd be
anything,
far more worried about being enemies of Vasselheim than I am about being enemies of
God.
Singorn.
This is true.
yeah,
Wait, enemies of Singorn? What does that mean?
That means
We-
we win.
You know what?
You
I
win?
don't need to know. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go make some tea real quick.
If something important comes up while we're gone, do you have a way of getting word to Allura Vysoren?
You say that name, and she kind of,
She is the one who told us to come here. I think she might be feeling as if maybe she was a little
Regret?
bit hasty in her
hmm,
judgments.
well,
They told us that you would be the one to know about Alice here because your research encompassed the runes on her body.
I'm sure I could send something to one of her retainers. And then she catches herself. I apologize. Yes, I can keep communication with Lady Vysoren. Uh-oh.
To reach us if
Oh, there we go. Sorry, what was that, Tina?
yeah. She should be able to reach us, I think. Probably the easiest way.
Well, I will just
In the
keep
air,
a close communication should anything go awry.
Well, we can send back anything we learn. I suspect some of it might make a lot more sense to you than us.
Just
As,
take good care of Alice for us while we're gone. We have grown very fond of her.
I will. As you guys are having that part of the conversation, Faraday, you definitely feel she's holding onto your hand with both hands and like kind of leaning against your arm.
I'll, kneel down in front of her.
She kind of looks down. She looks sad.
I gotta go. But I have a quest for you.
Promise?
I promise.
A real one?
Yes.
I'm listening.
Okay. It's... Now, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of our quests have been traveling around all over the place. This one is here.
Hey.
I need you to learn as much magic as you can and train with Irid so that I can kick your butt when I get back.
Oh, you say that and her eyes narrow. Well, maybe I'll kick your butt when you get back.
Guess you're gonna have to train to find out, huh?
She narrows her eyes but then smiles and then gets a little sad again. She just hugs you around the neck.
I'll hug her back and then whisper in her ear, I'll check in with you when I can. And I'll kind of tap the side of her head just very gently. You'll hear me in here, okay?
She just nods against you.
Stay with Irid. Stay with Estella. If anyone comes here looking for you or for me, you don't know me, okay? And do not go with anyone.
She nods again.
Okay.
She slowly lets go of the hug. You see teeny little tears starting to build up, but she holds strong. I'm gonna kick your butt though, and she kicks your shin and then runs off.
Kind of rub my shin.
Ah, fuck.
Damn, that kid can't kick.
I feel like are we teaching her the wrong things?
Probably.
Sorry, saying that. I go up to where Alice ran off, and I reach into just the bag of holding, take my non-magical short sword out of there that I don't use anymore, and I just say, I know Dermot gave you a wooden sword.
Yeah.
I want you to take this one and be very careful with it.
Okay.
Irid will teach you how to use it.
Okay.
And if somebody
She won't even give me a sword.
and if somebody tries to convince you to come with them or tries to hurt you, stick them with the pointy.
Okay. And she takes it and like thinks for a second of unsheathing it, but then she thinks better of herself and just kind of holds it close to her chest and says, "Only if we need to."
Only if you need to. But learn how to use it. Irid, like I said, Irid will show you.
Okay. Thank you, Cat. And she
Boop her, I'll just boop her on the nose and give her a hug.
and she hugs you back. You feel the short sword press kind of into you a little bit awkwardly as she kind of like wraps her hand around your neck, but eventually eases up.
Be good, okay? Learn everything you can.
I will.
And I'll just go back to the group.
Are we good?
Yeah. We should go.
Ready?
Irid says, "I'll take care of her, don't worry."
Thank you.
Hopefully we
Just
won't
tell
be
Irid.
that long.
I'll just tell Irid. Show her how to use that short sword. I wasn't much older than her when I started.
Will do. And you guys are going up north, right?
Vasselheim.
First to Amon.
Let's
Supposed to have
say
us.
yeah.
First to Amon.
Vasselheim via Iman.
Then
Yeah.
to Vasselheim.
Vasselheim via Amon and north.
We'll check in.
We'll
Okay.
check in. We'll check in along the way.
Okay. Remember, campfires are hugely important when you're camping out in the snow. If your fire dies, things get rough. So just always keep a fire going. If you're camping, and she basically just rattles off like 5
Survival
other
tips.
winter survival tips.
Thurston writes notes.
You
Fucking nerd.
are out and about. Every once in a while, drop a hint or a comment about Thurston being elsewhere.
I can do that.
I told some people last night he was in Wildmount looking into expanding his family business. And I'm sure they said other places. We're just trying to throw people off of his trail.
Sure. Yeah, I'll make sure to keep dropping those breadcrumbs.
Thanks.
Of course.
We should.
We should
before
go.
We should go.
get too busy.
All right. You guys
Shall we?
We should.
are making your way out of the observatory. Irid's got Alice at her side. Alice is waving, holding the short sword. The
Sword cat?
This was fun.
you guys
She's just laughing.
I have like 2 on my back, 1 on each hip, and probably like a thigh dagger or something like that.
none can match my shot. Oh.
Of course.
You guys step through the door and are met with a peaceful morning. And that is where I'm going to call tonight's session.
Yay.
Yay!
Yeah, we just have to get to Gilmore's.
Yes, you do.
Well.
Not going to lie, I saw tonight going a little bit differently. But you know what? That's okay. Now I've got stuff ready to go just in case.
Thurston is just trying to figure out how to move in a girl body.
Life just got like so
Thurston-
confusing.
Thurston trying to figure out how to do anything in a girl body.
I imagine that it's very confusing for a guy. Like, that would be really confusing.
Yeah.
There's parts missing and parts added, and I don't know how this works.
My center of gravity's fucking off.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I would like to imagine it's like learning to walk in heels for the first time, but like 1,000 times worse.
Thurston could probably walk in heels.
Like
Probably.
walking in
probably
heels
Yours
is
is
not
like
that
male
hard.
heels.
He probably learned because one of his sisters was
Yeah.
struggling with it.
Yeah, his sisters probably made him do it. They
Yeah.
probably like made him dress up and
Mhm.
like, yeah, because they could really play make believe and pretend with him around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Poor kid.
All right, everybody. Well, we love you. Be nice to each other. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you next week.
Bye.